It was quite the homestand for the green and gold. Started out with a 50th anniversary celebration for the fans, a wild 14-inning walk-off, the 7th no-hitter in Oakland history, and yesterday a late-inning home run by Chris Davis helped the A's win the series versus the Red Sox. Tonight they start a 9-game road trip, and the first stop is Arlington, Texas. The A's are now at the 500 mark and would love to continue their momentum as they take on a struggling Rangers team. A's, Rangers, Game 1, next. We're at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas on a beautiful night for baseball. This is the start of a very important 9-game road trip for the Athletics, and the right-hander Trevor Cahill will get the ball in Game 1 of the series. It's the A's and the Rangers coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball, along with Ray Fosse. I'm Glenn Kuiper. You saw Trevor Cahill, so he'll be making his second start. He was good, Ray, against the White Sox in his first start. And with Kendall Graveman struggling, I think Trevor Cahill is a very, very important part of this rotation. He needs to continue to be good.
You know, he was the happiest guy I've ever seen. 46,000 people came out to watch him pitch in his first start back in many, many years. But the greatest thing about what he did, he got 5 runs in the first inning, 5 two-out runs, and then he took over. He had all of his pitches working, elevating fastballs, throwing sinkers into the ground. Great job by Jonathan Lucroy blocking those balls. But the best thing about him, he challenged hitters. He went right after them. And as a result, he struck out a lot of batters. He got the ground ball outs, and he picked up a victory in his first start.
Well, Marcus Semion's been a good player lately, and well, he's been a good player for a while now, but he's also in the leadoff spot. Interesting, Ray. We say, well, is he a conventional leadoff hitter? But nowadays, what is a conventional leadoff hitter? But what Marcus is a very good offensive player who can do a lot of things, and he's been hot lately.
Well, the best thing about him, too, is the fact that he has the power, and you're seeing that more and more in leadoff hitters. Oh, how about stolen bases? Ricky Henderson, very happy about that. But against Chris Sale on Saturday, a one-handed swing, hitting a home run. But he also yesterday started some scoring with a double down the left field line. And Cap, the one thing about him is swinging the bat well, but he still has improved defensively at shortstop, and I think that's his biggest thing for him.
Yeah, and Marcus and the A's, a good year offensively so far. They're second in the American League in runs scored, and tonight they'll face the left-hander Matt Moore for the Rangers. So Game 1 of this 3-game series here in Arlington, it's Trevor Cahill and Matt Moore will have lineups in first pitch right after this.
Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
So there go the Texas Rangers. They're ready to go, and so are the A's, and so are we for game one of the three-game series. Let's look at the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. It's a very nice night, 73 degrees. So if you're going to come to Arlington, Texas, I guess coming at the end of April is probably a good time to come.
We did last year too. It was great.
Let's take a look at the lineup tonight for the Athletics. And here it is: Simeon, Piscotty, Lowry, Davis, Chapman, Olson, Canna, Pinder, and Lucroix.
Matt Moore, of course, we remember him with the Tampa Bay Rays. He also was with the Giants last year and faced the Athletics. But for Matt Moore to the Texas Rangers now, 1-3, won his last start. He's yet to win here at his home park as he makes his 5th start. And doesn't throw real hard, so I have to look for the pitches inside, the fastball and the cutter. And he works fast, as he just found out.
He warms up fast, right? He's ready to go.
Mr. Gibson's not, though. Got to wait for the 7:07.
So Marcus Simeon steps in. And we're about to get this 9-game road trip underway. The first pitch of the game is on the outside corner, first strike from Matt Moore. Simeon, Piscotty, and Lowry here in the first. 266 the average for Marcus. Couple of home runs. He's got 12 RBIs. He's got 6 doubles. And he drives this one toward right center. But getting over there is the center fielder Delino DeShields, and that's out number 1. So that'll bring up A's right fielder Stephen Piscotty. A's defense, or make that the Rangers defense: Gallo in left, DeShields in center, Mazzara in right, Beltre, Profar, that's Kiner Falefa, and the young first baseman, Guzman. Chirinos doing the catching. So a couple of youngsters on that right side of the diamond for the Texas Rangers.
Now the other 2 youngsters on the disabled list. One named Odor at second. Jeff Bannister, the manager of the Rangers, with Don Wakamatsu, Bay Area product, as his bench coach. But Elvis Andrus on the DL for the first time. Odor joins him on the DL.
Yeah, I was umpires tonight. Crew chief is Greg Gibson, Vic Carapazza, Jordan Baker, and Sean Barber. That's your umpiring crew tonight. But as I was writing my lineup card, tonight it was very strange not to write Elvis Andrus' name in when you play the Rangers. I mean, you just said he's never been on the disabled list. He plays almost every game every year, and we've just seen the Rangers a lot, obviously in the same division, and he's just always out there. So he will be missed.
Yeah, always hitting the ball to the right side too. Great opposite field hitter. Got some pop also. Hey, how about Mr. Gibson's slot where he is set up home plate?
A little pop-up shortstop. Profar backs up, and he's got it. The slot. Tell us about the slot.
Well, as Eddie Montague said, that's the slot. That's where the umpires kind of set up. But, you know, with the inside chest protector, they do get down low, but I have never seen anybody on the left shoulder of a catcher, the right-handed hitter, as much as Greg Gibson is. Which means, my thought always, and I remember a National League umpire many years ago said that you can't see the outside corner. So if you go outside, that maybe you might get a strike. So I did it often with certain guys.
Why not? 0-1 to Jed Lowry.
But, you know, some would say, well, why don't they stand behind the catcher to get protection? They actually expose themselves badly whenever they are offset a little bit, as center field camera will show Greg Gibson, and he's really to the left, and it's almost kind of, if the catcher goes inside too far, I don't know if he can even see it. I mean, hitters kind of hide him a little bit, but that's extreme. Some catchers have said the umpires had actually pushed him over and say, you're going in too far because I can't see. And
well,
then
that would be
exactly
incredibly annoying.
Exactly.
Fouled straight back. So the count 1-2 to Jed Lowry.
And what you would think in watching his setup, that he would be very critical on the inside part of the plate because he's looking right there, whereas to the outside part, it's more of an angle. And really, can they see the corner? Trying to think of the one umpire we saw where he would get so far in, he'd actually turn his head to the side, kind of peek around the hitter.
That's tough.
Yeah, especially when your eyes are north and south instead of east and west.
This one's driven to right center. That's hit well. DeShields on the move. Still going back. He's going to play it off the off the ball. It bounces away from him a little ways. And Lowry's got another double. That is double number 7 for Jed Lowry on the season.
Well, and how many times have we talked about the jet stream that no longer exists here at the ballpark? Is tried to go inside, maybe missed a little bit, maybe outside, and then ended up going towards the middle a little bit, played a little bit too much. But there are times that this ball with the jet stream would have been a home run into right center field near the bullpen of the Rangers, but instead it short hops the wall. Jed Lowry with his patented double.
Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. And here's Chris Davis. Davis hits one toward right, but this one's going to hang up for Mazara as he slides over to his right, makes the catch. Side retired. Lowry's double. He is stranded, and Trevor Cahill is going to get to work. Here's the hometown Texas Rangers lineup. DeShields, Chu, Mazara, Beltre, Gallo, Profar, Chirinos, Guzman, and Isaiah Kiner, the lefty.
Trevor Cahill, his second start since rejoining the club. Of course, originally signed with the Athletics, and well documented how well he pitched against the White Sox, but he got 5 runs first inning before he took the mound. But he's pitched a lot against the Rangers, but that was well before lately. He may not have seen the guys, maybe Beltre. He did pitch for San Diego against them, but Trevor Cahill pitching for the Athletics again and trying to duplicate what he did last Tuesday.
That's right. He faced him in 2013 and then not again until last year when he was with San Diego and pitched well.
The amazing thing, when Trevor was with the A's, he was so young and had a lot of success, and even when he went elsewhere, he was still very young, and he's not that old right now by comparison, considering the time he has in the big leagues.
Well, he had the combination of being drafted and signing out of high school, and then moving fairly quickly through the minor league system. And if you do that, you will get to the big leagues at a young age. Second round pick of the A's in 2006. Made his big league debut in 2009 when he was 21.
And Brett Anderson, great spring trainings, and the rest is history. Not a long-term contract, locked him through, took him through arbitration up to free agency.
2-2 pitch, hit toward Marcus Semien. He's got it. On to first to get this speedy DeShields. So one away, the A's defense has Pinder, Canna, Piscotty in the outfield. Chapman, Semien, Lowry, Olson on the infield. Jonathan Lucroy is the catcher. Bob Melvin and the Athletics got on the plane last night and I think everybody was feeling pretty good. The A's had 11 and 11. And good homestand. Overall they have won 6 out of their last 7. Remember, they won the final road game in Seattle.
That's right.
Before coming home and then having the 5-1 homestand. So they're playing good baseball, and they got to the 500 mark, which, well, is it a big deal? End of April? Well, it's better than the alternative.
Well, that's a great point, because I was listening to certain people today saying that if the Houston Astros do not run away with the division, there's something wrong. Well, you know, it's only April the 23rd, and yes, the Astros are good. They're coming off a World Championship team, but you know, a lot of people looking at the Athletics right now in the way they're playing and pitching, and figured they're only going to get better.
So 1-2 the count to Shin-Soo Choo. Well, tonight any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Choo the DH, Mazzara to follow. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Yeah, that's a curveball. You look at Trevor Cahill, and again in our open we talked about Trevor and the ground balls. We show mostly strikeouts, but if you strike out 8 and you have 10 ground ball outs and you pitch 7 innings, do the math, and that's right there. He's a sinker ball pitcher, ground ball pitcher, but he has that 12-6 curveball that he can flip up there as well. And again, what Sean and I did on Saturday night is exceptional, where you pitch a no-hitter, but he did not shake off his catcher one time. And I think that's going to bode well for him, but also I think the other pitchers, that if they can go with the catcher, then you don't have to think about it. You just get the sign and throw it. Trevor can do that, just like Sean and I pitched the no-hitter on Saturday.
I would think as a pitcher, with all these scouting reports, and you're standing in the middle of the diamond already, there's a lot going on.
Sure, absolutely.
So anytime you could eliminate some of that, I would think that would be a huge help. And what more important thing than what pitch should I throw?
Well, if you and Sean and I admitted it, as we talked about yesterday, he admitted, I'm out there thinking, what should I throw? Well, you can't do that. And if you can rely on your catcher to call the game, and it eliminates any thought process, you get a fastball, you get a two-seamer, slider, changeup, you go with it, and you just don't have to think about it.
But with that said, Ray, how important is it then for the catcher, whoever it may be, to have a resume?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
No doubt. No doubt. This guy's got one. Yep. Right there. Jonathan Lucroy. And, you know, he's, you know, and nothing against Bruce Maxwell or Josh Fegley, who's rehabbing, going to come back, and, you know, any catcher. But if you have the reputation of being good, then that is going to help a pitcher to believe in what he's doing.
Three and two the count to Nomar Mazzara.
Maxwell caught yesterday, and the A's picked up the win with Daniel Mingden.
Lowry's got it. Straightens up, throws to first, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Trevor Cahill. No score after 1 from Arlington.
Play for free and start your streak for a chance at $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today. Have you done it?
I beat the streak every day, Ray. Just working with you, buddy. Sorry, I was sort of paying attention, but I was going over some notes with the great Juan Dorado.
Oh, Juan's sitting next to you. That's good stuff.
Matt Chapman hit by a pitch.
Well, as we talked about, he likes to pitch inside. Matt Moore, he tried to pitch the inside that time and got a little bit too far inside. He's been throwing a lot of cut fastballs, which he throws, along with the fastball, curveball, and changeup. Tommy John surgery, which that's redundant because it seems like a lot of guys have it. Yep. There's one in the A's bullpen and Chris Bassett. 2 pitchers out of spring training, A.J. Puck, Terrell Cotton.
Another ball hit well to right center field. DeShield's back, and he's into that corner right in front of the 407 sign, and he makes the catch. That is the furthest and deepest part of the ballpark.
Wow. I mean, it's, again, there's 2 balls that have been hit that probably, again, in the past would have been home runs. And that is the difference where pitchers have to love it because it becomes a pitcher's part because the ball does not travel as well as it once did. And getting DeShield's back to play center field, he could cover a lot of ground.
So with 1 out, here's Canna. First pitch to Canna is a good one, right at the knees on the inside corner. Canna at .333 with a couple of home runs, 11 hits and 33 at bats. Matt Moore is 28 years old. I sure remember him coming up as a youngster with the Rays.
A very good youngster.
Yeah.
And Tommy John kind of slowed him down a little bit. Took a while to come back. See the seasons that he has had. And, of course, the 2013, 17 wins.
17-4. You know what it is with him, too? He's a little bit of a head scratcher because watch him pitch and the stuff's pretty good. And look at, like you said, 17-4, 3.29 ERA. First full year, 11-11. And then the Tommy John surgery. And then the Rays traded him to the Giants, and he had a decent year combined in 2016, 13-12.
With very little run support.
Yeah, well, last year he was awful. He was 6-15. And you just, maybe he's one of those guys where you just watch him and you think he should be better. I don't know. And that may not be fair to him, but I think that's kind of the way
maybe
it is.
the Rangers, well, the Giants, obviously, when they traded for him, and then when they had a horrible season last year, and now the Rangers, maybe they're thinking the same way, that they can bring him out, and maybe the change of scenery will help him.
But still, he's only 28 years old.
And he's got an assortment of pitches, and good change up there. Right over the top, looked like the fastball.
2-2 the count to Mark Canna. Remember Matt Moore in the playoffs against the Cubs. He completely shut him down for 7 innings. He almost threw a no-hitter that year, but he'd also have starts where he couldn't get out of the second inning.
Yeah, that's you want consistency, and that's not consistent, and that's kind of the tough part about that. But I agree with you. He's really could be the type of pitcher that could really help a lot of clubs.
Shallow left. That's Joey Gallo coming in, and Joey Gallo grabbed it.
Yeah, Kyle, we've been talking about the jet stream, and since it's our first trip, it might remind people the opening behind home plate has kind of negated any jet stream, because with the flags, you can see the flags blowing out, and now all of a sudden, with this wind not hitting the back of the stadium, blowing out to right center, it's going through the opening underneath, right above the stands there, and it's taken away the jet stream. And it's amazing. You wouldn't think that wind off of the back of a stadium would create a jet stream, but that's what happened with the height of this.
So correct me if I'm wrong. There used to be an opening above the lower level, and that's where the wind would Or no, there was not an opening.
There was
Now
not. They
there
opened
is.
it up, and so now instead of the wind hitting the back and going back out, it's going through this, and it's taken away. So the wind actually is blowing in. There, it's a perfect shot, guys. So that's great to be able to see that.
And that's a base hit. Pinder drops one into left field, and Chapman with that good speed will go all the way to third. So it's first and third with 2 outs.
But you know, that's kind of what has happened with those balls. And really, a few years ago, there'd have been 2 home runs for the A's. That's Chad Pinder at his best, though. Just inside out swing, and very good going that direction.
And I think we should make sure we let people know that this thing that we're talking about with used to be a wall there, and now it's gone, and it's an opening. We're not making this up. This is like
what it's legit. Yeah.
All the people here in Texas tell us every time we come in, that it's not a huge opening, but that was not there before, and the wind would hit the wall and then shoot toward right center field, and that's where the jet stream was.
And the amazing things, we'd show the flags, which are now blowing out. But the flags would be straight out coming in, and people say, how's the wind blow out? Well, it literally would hit the back of the stadium and turn it back around and create the jet stream in right center. And boy, just ever since they opened that.
Alex Rodriguez hit a lot of home runs that way.
Yeah, and if he's still playing, it'd probably be blocked off back there. Pudge also hit some that way. Juan Gonzalez, because left field, they put the screen up above left field to knock down the wind that was blowing in.
Now left field here, you got to hit one pretty good in left field. I would not say that left field is hitter friendly.
No, it has to be a line drive, because you get up too high, the wind will knock it down, because it does blow in on normal occasions. And
you know what? None of this matters, Ray. You know why? Because in a couple years, we're out of this dump.
2020, it's gone.
This place is falling apart. Another shot toward right center. DeShields is there. He makes the catch. Side retired. A strand of pair. And that's what's coming, folks, in a couple years. Globe Life Park.
Against the Diamondbacks. First 15,000 fans get this awesome giveaway presented by Ross Dress for Less. Plus the A's 50th anniversary season-long celebration continues with a special Swing and Ace celebration night dedicated to honoring the special team from the 70s. Make sure you grab your tickets to this special day at athletics.com/tickets.
Bottom of the second inning, Beltre, Gallo, and Profar. Timeout call. Don't know who called it. Beltre at 300, a homer and 6 RBIs. So we showed you the picture of the new stadium as we were going to break, and it's going to be called Globe Life Field. This is Globe Life Park, so that will be Globe Life Field.
Globe Life is part of it regardless, though, right?
Yep, they're locked in. Piscotti backs up. He's got it. And that new ballpark is scheduled to open in 2020.
Yep.
So a couple years. And there you can see the Cowboy Stadium, which is just past it, but that is Globe Life Field, just getting started being built, and it's really just down the right field line a little bit. It's just on that side of this stadium, very close.
They need a new park. Come on, Kai. I mean, this place. Look at this. I mean,
it's falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, center field, the offices, and.
Well, I mean, listen, Ray. It's been here since 1994, so it's 25 years old.
And all it takes is for the owner to sit down in the seats and get too hot, say, we need a roof.
That's beautiful. We're joking.
No, it's
a nice ballpark, but I think the structure is going to stay put and going to make it turn into a little bit of an entertainment facility.
But, you know, as we've talked before, putting a roof on this place is probably going to enhance signing of certain players because the heat is very oppressive.
Yeah, it can be a tough place to play in really June, July, August. It's very, very hot and humid.
It's tough on all the players, but I think especially the pitchers because it just wears them out. By the way, we showed the football stadium, and I was told that we're fortunate to be leaving on Wednesday because Thursday is about 250,000 people going to be over.
Yeah, NFL draft.
I knew you.
Thursday. Yeah, yeah. Going over the scouting reports right now, Ray.
I know you are.
I got you going in the.
Yeah, right.
You're probably a day 2 guy. Second to third round. Yeah, the NFL draft is being held at AT Stadium, which is the big Cowboy Stadium right next door. So yeah, there'll be a few people there.
Well, Kelly Terrell told me down the Vision Clubhouse, he said, you're lucky to get out of here. It's going to be 250,000 people. It's free parking. They're going to be everywhere. So he said, good time to be leaving Wednesday night. And you can watch it in Houston,
That's
right?
exactly right, yeah. 2-2 the count to Joey Gallo. Big Joey Gallo. 7 home runs for Gallo.
He swings hard. Upper cut swing. Launch angle is tremendous. That's what it's all about. And he's pretty much where he is batting average wise, about 209. That's what he enters the game tonight. And at 209, he'll hit 40 and drive in 100, and that's acceptable these days.
He's got 8 walks, 28 strikeouts. He's got 3 doubles in 86 at bats. But he is a run producer, and he walks.
Okay, speaking of, well, mentioned that Harvey the Rabbit backpack, that's also the special day, the 70s championship days. I got a note from the great Joe Rudy, and he said, how many times did catfish shake you off? I said, never. Didn't shake a catcher off. Joe, of course, I think could still be hitting right now. It's unfair because he's such a great hitter, but great guy wearing the number 26. Matt Chapman wearing it well, as Joe did, playing great left field.
Way inside to Profar. Jurickson Profar getting a chance to settle in at shortstop with Andrus out for it's going to be quite a while. Andrus will be out 6 to 8 weeks, so that'll probably be mid-June, they're guessing. Odor with the hamstring, he's still a couple weeks away.
And you notice the protection on the right elbow of Jurickson Profar. He throws right-handed, obviously playing shortstop, but you see it batting at least from the right side. He's got the protection. Elbow. I mean, he's got it all just in case, especially with the right-handed pitcher when he bats left-handed.
Rangers without their relievers. Tony Barnett, he's a shoulder injury. He's a couple weeks away. Remember, they signed Lincecum, and he's dealing with a blister, and he's not close to pitching.
He's on the 60-day DL.
Yeah.
They can retro back to spring training with that.
I think the Rangers were hoping to get a little bit from Lincecum, but that has not been the case. Doug Fister is on the disabled list as well, but he is scheduled anyways to come off the disabled list and pitch on Wednesday if he feels okay.
He'll be just fine.
He'll be fine. So 1-2 to Profar. Profar, I wonder, Ray, him getting a chance to run out there every day now with Andrews hurt, I think it's going to help Profar. He's still a very talented young man.
Well, and it's also talk.
Runner goes, and it's a foul ball. So this is Elvis Andrus getting hit by the pitch. It was the 11th of April, and it was his back elbow. So it's his right elbow. You see it did not hit the front elbow, but hit the back. And he kind of opened up, and when he opened up, that right elbow was exposed. It's a fractured elbow.
And that's throwing arm elbow for him. It's too bad. Talented young player.
Inside, and now it's 2-2.
Trevor trying to get the two-seamer to come back, and he's missing a little bit with the ball running to the inside of the left-handed hitters versus coming back. Keep throwing it. Rick Bartolo Colon. Pitchers like to throw the two-seamer at the front hip of the left-handed hitter, bring it back over the corner of the plate.
That one's hit very high toward the corner and right. Piscotty's got room, and he waits, and he makes the catch. So 2 away here in the bottom of the second, and that'll bring up Robinson Chirinos.
I saw Gallo attempt to run the previous pitch where the ball was fouled back. You'd have to think that maybe he will try it again, and Chirinos does have some pop, but he has not been hitting very well for an average. And with that in mind, you see the 153 batting average. Probably more of a home run hitter than hitting for an average, and that's why Gallo may attempt to steal his way into second base. Surprising thing about Chirinos, he's not been throwing out a lot of base runners. Oh my, what a jump.
Gallo goes. Lucroy's throw skips past Lowry into center field, and Gallo's going to get up and hustle to third. So you called it, Ray. And Gallo's a big guy, but he runs pretty well.
Well, unfortunately, Jonathan Lucroy should never have thrown the ball. When you have a base runner take off as soon as Gallo did, you have no chance to throw him out. And, you know, just as much also for Jet Lowry at second, not to try to scoop the ball, just block it. See the jump? I mean, throw the ball back to pitcher. And, you know, Jed, had he come up with the ball, he's not going to throw him out. He's not going to tag him. And there's sometimes you really have to give up trying to make the play and block it, because the extra 90 feet is big, depending what happens with Chirinos. You're right, big boy, but once he gets going, he can run.
So 1-0 the count to Chirinos, who's hitting 153. He's got a couple of home runs. Swing and a miss. 6 RBIs for Chirinos. Got 4 doubles.
And the thing about Gallo going to third base, and I say the 90 feet, you have a sinker ball pitcher. And sometimes a hitter will beat the ball on the ground, which maybe will not be a crisply hit ball that could be thrown out. And if you have to make a play on the run, might help the runner score. Again, watch Gallo. As soon as Cahill did not even look and lifted his leg, and right there, I just don't think with that kind of a jump coming up with the throw at second base. But maybe Jed at that point thought that if he catches it, maybe has a chance to make a quick tag.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Cahill works around the walk, the stolen base in the air. No score after 2. Program is here. We are recognizing teachers that make a difference. Visit NBCSportsCalifornia.com and vote. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school. No score, top of the third from Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. Our first visit here this year. Remember, these two teams have already played a 4-game series in Oakland. Each team winning a pair of games. That was very early on in the season. Second series of the year. Last year, the A's won the season series 11-8. We've seen some crazy games down here over the years.
You think? A lot
and not
crazy.
You've seen crazy ones before I came around.
But I've always said, and worth repeating, probably next to Fenway, the toughest 27 outs in baseball right here. I mean, you're never happy till you walk into the clubhouse. But you know, last year, Cap, if you think of the A's schedule, they came early when it was cool, and then the last weekend of the season. So really avoided, missed the entire middle of the summer in the heat.
That's right. We finished the season here.
Yeah. And saw a few players for the Rangers reach some pretty lofty goals.
That's a smash fair down the third base line, bangs off the side wall. Gallo picks it up, and it hitting the side wall really helped the Rangers that time.
Well, good base running by Marcus Semien, because a lot of times you had a ball past the third baseman, you put your head down, start running. Marcus very quick, as it was yesterday, and down the line past Beltre, but right there, everybody gets out of the way. How about some interference? That would have helped. But Gallo played the Karen perfectly. Of course, he's a very good infielder, outfielder, and this time making the play. And that's huge, because that does keep the double play in order. So Gallo playing it perfectly, and it just hooked too much and hit the sidewall.
Here's Piscotty. First pitch down and away to the A's right fielder, who popped out to short in the first inning. A's will come back here June 5 and 6, a 2-game series. And then the third and final time will be in July 23, 24, 25, and 26. So we will not be here in August or September.
That means of the 19 games, there will be 10 played at the Coliseum. Because the 3 now, 2, and then the 4-game series, there are 19 within the division total.
Of course, we've already been to Seattle, and we will go there next weekend.
That's right.
So we'll have 2 of the 3 Seattle trips out of the way.
It probably hit the worst weather the first 2 trips, and
definitely the first trip.
Never know about the last one.
So now it's 3-0.
You know, this is a tough pitcher to get a green light, because he can back off his fastball, which is not thrown that hard in the first place. But the last thing you want as a hitter to see kind of a BP fastball and get out in front and pop it up.
And that one's inside, a 4-pitch walk.
So far, the 6 outs recorded by Matt Bohr have been in the air. Chirinos, his catcher, taking one of the mound visits to visit. Which is not a bad idea, considering a 4-pitch walk.
Lowry doubled in the first. The numbers at home and the 1 road start. He beat his former team, and that was in his last start. And the A's got him in some trouble here in the third. First pitch to Lowry, misses inside. Lowry, with his double in the first inning, now has 34 hits, and he leads the American League in RBIs with 23. Chris Davis is tied for 4th.
Chris with a K with the Athletics. There's a Chris with a C with the Orioles.
And that one is ripped to left field, but it's right at Gallo. That's a tough break for Lowry. Everything he hits right now is pretty loud.
If that ball had been to the left or right of Joey Gallo, it's a couple of runs, but you're right. Pitch low, but the old Adam ball, and you see how far Gallo's playing off the line in left field. See more and more of outfielders bunching towards the middle.
Yeah.
Saw the Red Sox on the 3-game weekend series.
Up steps Chris Davis, who hit a fly ball to right field in the first. Chris Davis has been a hot hitter. In his last 11 games, he's got 5 home runs and 14 RBIs.
But it's interesting that in the notes of the Rangers, Matt Moore, they made it a note of saying that Chris Davis was 0 for 6 coming in. Because Chris Davis has handled the Rangers pitching staff quite well this couple years with the Athletics.
He's got 18 career home runs against the Rangers. He has not been around that long.
And you know, with his pop, and we've seen actually in 2016 when he hit the 42, he had coupled to right field.
Sure.
Matter of fact, his 40th was right down the right field line.
2-0 pitch, popped up foul. Big home run yesterday. It gave the A's the lead and the win.
Well, first pitch from David Price, that cut fastball. He knew it, and everybody knew it. And a line drive, a bullet. David Price gave up a four RBI day for Chris Davis, all coming with 2 outs. KD with the big 3-run home run bottom of the 8th inning.
Two-one pitch, again fouled upper deck. There's the breakdown between his time in Milwaukee and in Oakland. About the same amount of games now, but look at the home runs. And he had a couple good years in Milwaukee, but not like he's done with the A's the last 2 years, and off to a good start this year.
And he's walking on air.
Or walking on sunshine, one of the two. And I'm sure the Brewers knew that he was a pretty good power hitter. I don't know that they thought he would develop into this, and if they did, they probably would not have traded him.
But of course, the biggest statement that we heard when he was traded from the Brewers, well, will he be able to hit home runs at the Coliseum like he did at Miller Park? Well, he can hit them any place. As strong as he is, it doesn't matter. So that young man also 26. Joe Rudy's proud that somebody like Chappie's wearing that number he wore so well.
That one is line left field, fair ball. Coming in to score is Simeon. Piscotty's right behind him. He's going to score, and Chris Davis stays hot, and the A's have a 2-0 lead.
But a couple of things there. Number one, the runners were on the move, which shows a lot of confidence Skipper has in Chris Davis to make contact and then hook down the left field line. And we just pointed out that fastball, wow, what a great job pulling the hips in and the bat to hit it down the left field line. And with Gallo playing so far off the line, it did not come back to him, so he had to go get the ball. And with both runners on the move, Piscotty behind Simeon could score easily. 4-pitch walk to Piscotty, comes around to score.
So 7th double for Chris Davis. He gets RBIs 20 and 21, and here's Chapman.
Like we talked yesterday, DHing after you played in the field, which he did in Milwaukee the last 2 years here for Chris Davis, now DHing. He's adapted to that role quite well. Not that easy. He's making it look easy. It's 2 runs come in, a big 2-run double.
And that pitch misses in 2-0. So Moore falling behind the hitters, and it's cost him in this inning. Matt Chapman, a .235 average with runners in scoring position this year. .44 pitches so far for Matt Moore. He has not had a strikeout.
And he's not had a ground ball out. Even the out that Jed Lowry had was a bullet to left field.
See the signs given by Robinson Chirinos. Two, and it was in the dirt. Chapman could not hold up. So that's the first strikeout for Horn.
Tried to hold up, very strong young man, Chapman, but the curveball, he went just a little bit too far. Ball was hit the dirt, first base open, but he had headed back to first base. So nice block by Chirinos to keep it in front of him. And Chapman getting the call from Mr. Gibson, hit it back to dugout.
So 2 outs, and here's Matt Olson. And Olson lays off that slider.
Got to think about the Red Sox and how they were shifting Matt Olson, even with the lefties, Sale and Price. Yet this defense, not so much, especially with the shortstop profile close to second. Whereas for the Red Sox, they only had Devers to the left side. That was at the shortstop position, third baseman.
Isn't that amazing? Just two different teams.
That's right. Ballpark doesn't make a difference.
No, and it's not like Matt Moore and Matt Olson have faced each other 25 times. They've never faced each other.
And you know, maybe advanced scout or if somebody saw Matt Olson take the ball left field against the Pomeranz on Friday night and decided to plug up the hole a little bit.
2-0 pitch is hit foul, a jam shot. Olson, well struck ball in the second inning that DeShields ran it down in center field.
Did you see him look like he's looking at the scoreboard saying, let's see, I'm hitting what against lefties? And, I got my own base percentage and I'm slugging.
Everything's up there. That's right. Those are against lefty.
Yeah.
Numbers. All right.
And he, you know, after he cued the ball to the left side, he just kind of looked up there, almost like quizzically, what are these numbers?
Well, he's ahead in the count here. Is Matt Olson, 3-1. Cano would be next. Swing and a foul tip. Got a little bit of Chirinos there. I would not say Matt Moore is necessarily a fast worker, especially when he's got base runners.
See right there, you got a runner at second base. You see Chirinos is down on both knees, starting before the pitch is thrown. Always found that to be a little bit hard to block a ball when you're on your knees. Now with 2 strikes, Matt Olson, he should be, or should at least get up in the normal position.
High and foul left side. Not a real big crowd tonight. Monday night in Arlington.
The Rangers need to get good going into the new park in 2020 because they struggled last year, struggling a little bit this year. And you look at their lineup, it's pretty much the same as we've seen in the past. And pitching's always a question whether they can get good, solid pitching. Well, StatCast, you got Piscotty at first, Marcus Semien. Chase the circles. Here he comes. Turned perfectly. Oh, man. That's unbelievable. He can fly. First to home, 10.43 seconds. I'm just amazed to watch all those checkers. You know, the circle chasing him.
Yeah, you like that, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive.
Brings out the kid in you. Olsen hits it hard, but foul.
I want to see somebody slow, you know, StatCast.
We can do that.
Yeah. But, you know, one of the best things about that was seeing how they turned the bat. You know, Simeon, of course, took straight off. That's 2 trips, right?
They just gave him a trip.
Yeah.
So 9th pitch of this at bat, I think they did.
Yes, they did, because he did go out. So that's 2 of the 6.
Another foul ball hit high down the left field line into the second level.
Because actually he wanted to discuss the 3-2 offering what they were going to throw. And Matt Olson, a very good at bat now, number 10 coming up, but he has fouled off some very tough pitches. But the fact that Matt Moore so far has not thrown the ball extremely hard, so it makes it easy to kind of protect a little bit, especially with the curveball, fight it off.
And this one is going to be playable for Beltre. Couple steps into foul territory. And that will do it for the A's. But Chris Davis has a 2-run double, bottom of the 3rd coming up. A's leading 2-0.
Great multi-game packs. You can build the package that works for you, and especially the way the A's are playing. Better take advantage of this. Affordable tickets and parking packages are also available. Enjoy your summer in style. Visit athletics.com/season. Any way you can get tickets to watch the A's play, and of course, see all the celebration, the 50th anniversary of the A's in Oakland. Great way to do it.
Here's our first look at Ronald Guzman. Tall first baseman. Top prospects for the Rangers. Ronald Guzman.
If he's anything like Mazzaro when he came up a couple of years ago, he's going to be good. Mazzaro will never go back to minor leagues.
He's 23 years old, 6'4", 225 pounds. He is from the Dominican Republic. Last year, AAA, 12 home runs, 62 RBI. Pops this one up. That's Matt Olson waiting, and that's out number 1. Trevor Cahill against the Texas Rangers. Overall, he's 10-4 with a 2.69 ERA in his career. Very good numbers, and in this ballpark, he's been very good. Not an easy park to pitch in. And remember when Trevor Cahill got to the big leagues, 2009, 10, 11, the Rangers had World Series teams.
They did.
So not an easy task for Trevor Cahill early on against this team, but he's always pitched well against Texas.
Well, that's a good point, Kat, because it may not be the same players now as they were then.
And that's fair. Connor Falefa, a young second baseman, is going to have a double. So that one just fair. So Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
And he got an off-speed pitch, and out in front, he gets the leg kick, and curveball that stayed right in the middle of the plate. And boy, just down the line, hooking, and this one, though, did not hit the sidewall. And Pinder had to chase it, played the carom off the wall, got it back in.
Just a good look at Falefa.
You're good, partner. You're good. Okay, let's get those names down pat.
Yep. Don't want to make the family mad. Here's the top of the order in Delino DeShields. Shows butt, and it's in the dirt. He pulled the bat back in time.
LaCroix, good job again as this ball running away from DeShields, able to catch the ball and see what happens. That slider, the ball kicks and kind of goes backwards a little bit. And LaCroix, good job getting out in front, playing it off his chest protector. Absorbing the ball, as he likes to put it.
That's a base hit center field. Falefa is going to be held at third. So DeShields has a base hit, and the Rangers got something going here in the bottom of the third. Now the real tough hitters come up.
And for Trevor Cahill, not a particularly great pitch after the first slider miss, left it a little bit outside, and nothing on the pitch, and able to hit it back up the middle. But the fact that one out, he didn't know if the ball was going through or not. Canna playing shallow, got the ball back in quickly. Tony Beasley had to hold his base runner. Now, good curveball to Chu in his first at bat to strike him out. Chu runs well, tough to double up, but still have to play back for two.
And you never know. Keep an eye on DeShields.
That's right.
He's a very good base stealer. Doesn't have any this year, but he's playing in just his fourth game. Falefa at third, DeShields at first.
See the protection on DeShields' hand. Evidently, he was diving back to the bag. There was some concern.
First pitch in first strike. It was his hamate bone, right?
Yeah,
and he
hamate
had
bone, the left
surgery.
hand. Yeah, he came back a week earlier than they anticipated.
He said today in the paper, he said it hurts a little bit, but it's a little bit better each day. Fractured hamate bone in his left hand. It happened the second game of the year.
It's some of those axe handle bats, you don't have to worry about the hamate.
He's got a lean going. And now it's 0-2.
The lean also is the runner at third. I mean, that's Chapman playing off the line, and that's what happens when third baseman's off the bag. And Trevor Cahill the ball, good fastball, four-seamer up in the zone. Remember, he finished him with a good curveball in his first at bat. Would he go back to the same pitch or try to throw the two-seamer, the sinker, try to get a double play ground ball if DeShields does not run?
He does run. And they check to see if he went. He did not, and it's a stolen base. So Chu almost chased that pitch, but he was able to hold up. And DeShields gets his first steal of the year.
But he got a good jump, and the best thing really for, and he was not going to throw. He'd been, look where I wasn't going to throw. He could see the jump and knew that DeShields was a threat to steal.
1-2 pitch, just rolled foul by Chu.
Trevor Cahill has just enough of a funky delivery. It kind of fools hitters a little bit. And this is Chu on the check swing. Sean Barber, the third base umpire, is Greg Gibson immediately asked for help. We can hear him all the way up here. He's loud tonight.
Cahill needs a strikeout. And he got it right down the middle. Chu took it. Strike 3 called.
You don't guess with 2 strikes. And he was guessing and guessed incorrectly. Maybe he's looking for the curveball that he struck out on. This is a fastball right down the middle. 92. And he's going to go back to the dugout and say, what am I doing? It's beyond me. I still cannot understand how guys can be guessing with 2 strikes and take a fastball down the middle.
Especially with a runner at third.
Yeah, all they had to do is put the ball in play. But that is a huge strikeout by Trevor Cahill and a good call by Jonathan Lucroy. Now you have to remember as a catcher what you got the hitter out in the previous at bat, because sometimes you want to go back to the same pitch. Other times, if you think he's looking for it, you go away from it.
And that one scoots away from Lucroy, and I give Falefa credit. He got a great jump. He read it well, and he took off immediately, and he scores.
Well, that's a tough call because it's in the dirt off the chest protector, and once he went after it, he knew that runner was going to be able to score easily without play, and the runner goes to third also to follow him.
So 1-0, that's the 18th wild pitch, most in the league by the Athletics. And now the count 2-0 to Mazzara.
Scott Emerson looking on, but you know, the bottom line, they talk about wild pitches. They don't talk about how many were blocked, and it could be a lot more. That's a statistic. Wild pitches and pass balls are on the stat sheet. Good changeup.
Greg Gibson is talking to somebody in the Rangers dugout. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
Thumbs up, so it must have been.
Rodney Odor had 1 foot on the top and a step of the walkway, and he asked if Odor would move his foot. He did. So we got that very important piece of business out of the way. And he just went and put it back. He's well, I'm just not sure that that's that important to stop the game.
Odor's on the disabled list. He has to get permission to even be on the bench, and if there's any sort of a bench clearing brawl, he better not leave.
Swing and a miss, so now it's 3-2.
Well, Trevor is doing a good job almost pitching backwards with these good off-speed pitches. Did it on 2-0, now 3-1. See if Mazzara's going to be guessing like Chu did.
Cue that one foul. Well, if there's any kind of brawl, that means the announcers have to fight the announcers. So I'm going to take Dave Raymond, who's the play-by-play announcer for the Rangers. I can take him. You and Tom Grieve can just punch each other a little bit, talk about 10-cent beer night because Tom was there.
That's right. Yes.
And you know what? We'll be fine.
Yeah. Who's Juan Dorado going to get?
Juan Dorado is going to have Juan's going to go after Chuck Morgan, who's the very fine man who does everything here in Texas. All right, so the wild pitch gets a run for the Rangers. It's 2-1 after 3.
Tag, Tom Grieve.
.com and the NBC Sports app. It's brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealer. So just another way to watch athletics baseball here in NBC Sports California. We are on the road. Dallas, Houston, Seattle. So all 9 of these games on this road trip are against division opponents. And that's why, Ray, I'm going to just keep talking about it. I think this is a very important road trip, even though it's still very early.
I agree with you. I think it's, I think every series, but with you in your own division, you know, we talked about the White Sox, and I wouldn't say that you're always just going to beat somebody, but there are certain teams that you should do well. The White Sox are struggling, and you know, maybe the same for the Rangers, because the A's are playing the Astros this weekend, very similar to what the A's did. Playing, this is the schedule starting today, and then the Astros, the Mariners, Orioles, Astros again. Of course, the trip back east, the Yankees, Red Sox, and Blue Jays.
Tough trip.
Yes, it is.
Line drive over the glove of Beltre and headed for the left field corner. So Mark Canha with the leadoff double. So for the 3rd inning in a row, the A's have their leadoff man aboard.
You know, it's amazing. You get ahead of a guy and then they make a bad pitch. And that's kind of the dilemma for Matt Moore, to be able to get ahead and not be able to put him away. And this is what happens. And good job of hitting by Mark Canha. And the A's trying to at least get the run back that Rangers scored in the bottom half of the inning on the wild pitch.
So that'll bring up Chad Pinder, who had a base hit to right field in the 2nd inning. So the A's trying to get that run back. First pitch under the glove of Falefa, and it's into right center field. They're going to wave Canha home. Here comes the throw. It's well offline, and the A's do get that run back. It's 3-1. Falefa went for the backhand. It was a tough play. It was kind of that in-between hop. He could not come up with it.
Well, great job by Chad Pinder. Just the fact that inside-out swing, he was thinking right field. It was a bullet, and you know, the fact that Pinder does this, and it kind of froze Canha, so if the ball is caught, Canha can't move. He's got to stay because he doesn't know if it's going to be caught in the air. And, you know, we've seen a couple of Olays tonight. And, I mean, granted, it's hit hard, but sometimes you have to sacrifice your body, try to knock it down. As it turns out, big hit for Chad Pinder.
So it goes as a single and an RBI. And here's Luke Croy. Luke Croy hit a fly ball to center field in the 2nd inning. So Pinder gets his 2nd RBI of the year.
Cap, I think a lot of times if a right-handed hitter, in this case, facing a left-hander, which, you know, even though he's pitching inside, Chad Pinder's doing a good job going to the opposite field. But that will, if you're watching him do that, your manager and the hitting coach are saying nice job, because you can pull the ball, but if you go opposite field, that means you're staying on the ball, seeing it longer. And Chad Pinder twice tonight has done that.
Grounded to short, out at 2nd, and that's a double play. So a pretty hard hit ball by Lucroy. So pretty much a tailor-made double play ball, and it goes 6-4-3.
Chirinos wanted the ball on the ground, but it actually hung up for Jonathan Lucroy. And for a pitcher who has been a fly ball pitcher to this inning, to get a ground ball double play on a hanging curveball, good job for Matt Moore.
And that one hit hard right to Beltre. Beltre fires across in time. Simeon's out. A's get a run. A double by Canha, a single by Pinder.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So it's a 3-1 A's lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
There it is. That was a spaceship called a football field.
So Trevor Cahill goes to work on Beltre, Gallo, and Profar. Beltre hit a fly ball to right field in his first at bat. That was in the 2nd inning. And he belts one down the left field line, but foul. He went down to one knee. Not hit quite as hard as it originally looked.
It's amazing how he can. Actually, when he went to his knee, maybe the ball hit the end of the bat. Watch this. Only Beltre can do that. Unfortunately, though, sometimes he hits a home run with that same swing.
It does not look to me like he's lost a whole lot of bat speed, right?
Well, he's had a major accomplishment. Of course, 3,000 hit last year, and when Rangers were in Oakland, came up with a hit that put him a leader of all-time Latino players, passing the great Hall of Famer Rod Carew. And I'm sure Adrian Beltre will be joining Carew 5 years after he retires.
Well, he's 38 years old. Actually 39. He turned 39 on the 7th of April.
Well, I thought it's interesting when Adrian Beltre had an option, and John Daniels, general manager, said, forget about waiting until the end of the year. Let's just pick it up now because we want him to be a part of this club. Great on the field, in the dugout, clubhouse, just a tremendous leader.
Yeah, and still a pretty productive
Yes,
player.
He can play third, still really gold glove third baseman.
And he swings and misses at that one, goes down to a knee again. Croy fires to first, and that is out number 1.
Okay, sad news as the guys back to the studio reported, but we'll mention it again. The great Ken Hoffman unfortunately passed away last night. I mean, what a tremendous gentleman, 95 years young, and owner of the ball club was Steve Schott, and the Schott Hoffman group owned the ball club, and just a tremendous, tremendous person. Great. I mean, in the East Bay, they're going to miss him a lot, and I'm sure the foundation will continue, but what a gentleman. He'd always come to the ballpark, always friendly. And even after they sold the ball club at the current ownership, he would come out, and just a great gentleman. So he'll be missed sorely, but great life for the great Ken Hoffman.
Ken Hoffman, Steve Schott, they bought the A's in 1995 and sold them in 2005. So they had a
nice run.
They had a stretch of some pretty good teams.
Yeah, it's kind of like the late Gene Autry. You know, the Angels won a championship after he passed away, and I kind of think the same thing about the Hoffmans, you know.
Backhanded, that's Lowry, who throws in time to get Gallo.
89, the last championship for the Athletics.
So 2 away.
You know,
here's Profar.
Bob Melvin talking in the clubhouse, and of course he was in Milwaukee, knew Dave Nelson briefly, who also passed away today, but he was sad to hear about Ken Hoffman, because Ken, as Bob said, there's an organization that he actually went out and spoke to them, a bunch of kids, that Ken Hoffman was instrumental in providing various things for them, and Bob Melvin was part of it. So very close to the A's organization, and he'll be missed sorely.
Yeah, there was a moment of silence for Davey Nelson, the former Texas Rangers player, who I know, Ray, I didn't know that till you told me, but you knew him quite well.
Well, we played together in Portland, the Cleveland Indians organization. Actually, is my roommate in Portland, and yeah, it's sad. He's been with the Brewers since 2001.
That's broadcasting for the Brewers.
And I mentioned to Jonathan Lucroy yesterday because Joe Castiglione mentioned they got a text from Ken Sanders, who is in Milwaukee, former Brewer, and he had mentioned that Davey was having, well, some health issues, and Luke said, well, I know him well, I got to call him. Called and left a message, and unfortunately that message probably did not get through. But sad. He's a great person, and I know in Milwaukee and Cleveland where he played, Milwaukee where he worked, but Cleveland played for the Rangers. And
he was an all-star.
He was an all-star
with the Rangers.
Yeah, 10 years, and I mean, it's one of those guys that never said a bad thing about anybody. And made everybody feel great. And again, Luke knew him when he was there in Milwaukee. Luke, we saw him there when we finally went to Miller Park, what, about 6 years ago. And I remember talking to Dave at the time, did an interview with him, working in the community affairs department, broadcasting as well.
And I want to say, Ray, and you'll know what photo I'm talking about, but in the visiting locker room in Kansas City, there's that great photo of the All-Star game in Kansas City, and
That's
I
right.
believe it's 1973, and it has, you can see all the American leaguers lined up on the first base line, and their backs are, you're looking at their backs so you can see their names and numbers, and I want to say he's in that picture.
I think you're right.
As an All-Star representing the Rangers. It's one of the treats of going into that locker room because you try to name all the players.
That's right. Well, how about when Buddy Bell was managing there, and he was there. He was an
right.
All-Star. Buddy managing, and that picture was there. But Dave Nelson, a very, very good base stealer, base runner, and just an all-around very good person.
Good battle here between Cahill and Jurickson Profar.
How about Brandon Belt yesterday?
What was the final number?
21 pitch at bat. 21 pitches.
I saw a highlight of it today, and they did it like fast, which was great. But
how about this? Simmons and Trout, who were playing defense, said they got tired.
yeah, I think it was a 12-minute, 45-second at bat.
Yeah.
I think everybody was tired.
Yeah.
The hitter was probably tired.
Well, he was. I mean, it's like participating in the home run derby, where you're just constantly fouling. Hey, how about the pitcher though? The youngster, as Ohtani couldn't pitch, but he kept throwing strikes.
Yeah, I mean, it wore him out. It had to. How could it not?
Well, this is number 10 coming up for Profar.
And he walked him. So pretty good at bat for Profar.
Cahill had 2 walks in the start last Tuesday. And Jonathan Lucroy going out, so that's a visit. And, you know, again, probably not a bad idea just to give him a breather after 10 pitch at bat. Trevor's pitch count up to 76. It's 7 innings in his start last Tuesday.
So Torinos will hit.
92 pitches for him last Tuesday. Scott Emerson looking on, but you know what Mangton did yesterday, and of course what Sean and I did Saturday should be again a well-rested bullpen. Like trying to Petit and Buchter pitch yesterday.
Torinos takes a strike. He struck out in the second inning.
Okay, I'm happy also to see Blake Trinan walking around okay today after twisting his knee in the 9th inning. A scary thing happening. His bullpen. That's Chris Bassett starting to maybe get loose. He could be the long man. Bassett pitched as many as 4 to 5 innings out of the bullpen at Nashville before he was called up.
Profar has good speed, and he has a pretty good lead.
Well, we saw the White Sox, and that's a good point, okay, because the White Sox took advantage of the slower leg kick, the higher leg kick by Trevor Cahill. And I would think anybody that does get on base with some speed will be running.
Profar looks like he wants to go. He's leaning, and I mean leaning. He's leaning where he looks like he may tip over.
Well, if he's leaning, and Bob Melvin knows that these guys are going to run, that he's making the calls. That's a sprinter's setup. Surprised he didn't go.
And that one's hit deep to left. That could be trouble. And this game is tied.
And Kaipi might have been worrying so much about the runner first and really forgot about the hitter. He struck out Torinos on a breaking pitch. His first at bat. There's a hanger though. Stayed on the inner part of the plate. He struck him out on a curveball breaking away from him. This one though stayed inside, and you cannot defend that one.
They can't defend the 2-out walk either.
No, you
That's
cannot.
what hurts.
No, you're right. even though it was 10 pitches, but he still walked him instead of making him put the ball in play with 2 quick outs. He got a strikeout with Beltre, and he got 3-pitch at bat to Gallo.
So a big hit for the Rangers. Ronald Guzman steps in. So quickly 0-2 to the rookie. Guzman playing in just his 8th big league game. Lots of pitches for Cahill.
That might also contribute to what he just did to Chirinos, hanging the curveball. Get a little bit tired.
1-2 pitch. It's a swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt. Side retired. Robinson Chirinos with a 2-run homer. It's his 3rd of the year. So we're through 4. It's now 3-3. Sean Manaea, the 7th no-hitter in Oakland A's history. It was a 3-0 win over the Boston Red Sox. It was also his first complete game. Yeah, it was, of course, timeless moment, no question about that. And Sean today was named the co-player of the week in the American League, along with, guess who? I'll tell you in a minute. 1-1 the count to Stephen Piscotty leading things off. We got a new ball game thanks to the Chirinos home run, 3-3. Lowry and Davis to follow. A little bit low. Matt Moore at 67 pitches. So you see the pitch count difference between he and Cahill, and Matt Moore has not breezed through any easy innings either. Fly ball right field. That's Mazzara, and he's got it. So it was Sean Manaea and Manny Machado.
Yep.
So some more notes on the no-hitter. First native of Indiana to toss a no-hitter since Don Larson. How about that?
He and Don are tight. Yeah, it's what an accomplishment. What a great story for such a nice guy. And did a short piece with him today, Kai, but remember when he had the function in Arizona and talked about the meanness and all that. And he says, you know what? You're probably right. I'm too nice of a guy. He said, I need to be a little bit meaner. And
you know what? He may be a little bit meaner on the mound if he really, really needs that, if he thinks he does.
Still a nice
He's
guy.
not going to be a nice guy, or he's not going to be a mean guy anywhere else.
No, he's such a great human being, and parents were excited. He called them, his girlfriend, everybody excited to know that their man had pitched a no-hitter.
So he will start again this weekend in Houston. So he'll have a good challenge coming off his no-hitter.
And he pitches well against the Astros. Who knows?
2-1 pitch to Lowry. Knocked down by Beltre. He's got it. Throws across in time, and that's out number 2. Always fun watching the last out of a no-hitter.
And after this ground ball was hit by Hanley Ramirez, and the no-hitter was complete with a 6-4 put out. Bob Melvin had a sigh of relief because he had Blake trying to warming up in the bullpen. What a great story. Say what, give our partner Dallas Braden a lot of credit because he ducked perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what? Here at NBC Sports California, we're proud of the fact that the guy who threw the last no-hitter
That's right.
interviewed the guy who threw the most recent
That's
no-hitter.
right.
And we think that's pretty cool. Dallas Braden.
You know one thing about Sean Manaea when he had the plastic hat on, instead of knocking it off, he pushed it down to make sure it stayed.
Yeah, it's the no-hitter hat,
Yeah.
man. It's a good looking hat.
Check it out. There it is. Sugarless double bubble. That's great. Getting ready for his next start, man. That's, you know, and he was clean shaven, but Roger Clemens always did that, to have that rough look. You know, when Clemens took the mound, he'd have about a 4 or 5 day growth because at the time the Yankees could not have facial hair, but that was his excuse. But Sean Manaea kind of the same.
I do have to be honest with you, and this is just my opinion, and I'm probably wrong. You would know, you were a big leaguer. But are you standing on the in the batter's box going, that beard is freaking me out?
No.
No.
No,
Come on.
but in the pitcher's mind.
In a pitcher's,
yeah,
so it makes
yeah,
him feel like
yeah,
he's.
that's me. Yeah, but no, first of all, you're not looking at his face. Because if you did that, you're in trouble in the first place. I mean,
look at that mustache. Oh, he's going to strike me out. I know it.
I mean, you look at the pictures of Dallas Braden in his perfect game, and they look at him now. You think the Rays were intimidated?
Yeah. Well, Dallas may be distracting now with that beard. Not necessarily intimidating.
Well,
see, that's just nice. Is that an intimidating? It's a nice mustache.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah, it's a catfish with it down. It's a Raleigh when it's, you know, waxed up. Well, all the starters sticking together. I don't know what Chad Pender's doing in the middle, but got Manaea, Triggs, Mingden.
And let's not forget that Sean Manaea tried to sport that mustache, and he did it in one start against the Dodgers, and it's the most runs he's allowed in any start. I mean, listen, if you want to get serious about this, and it really was not a great stash anyway.
No, it
was like a 4 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Well,
and it wasn't going to go higher than a 4.
It looked like something we can't discuss.
So it's, he did the right thing.
Yeah, he shaved it,
and he got a no-hitter.
Yeah. Well,
foul.
You know the surprising thing, when Kendall Graveman took the mound over the weekend, there was no Sweet Home Alabama, and he made a lot of changes. And so, what'd you do? And he said, just changing things up, you know. Changed his hands, his location. Now he's got Mike Aldretti talking to him. The A's need Kendall to get on track, and he's going to. He's got a lot of starts left. He stays healthy. He's going to have a productive center season.
Swing and a miss on 0-2. So Chapman strikes out, and that will do it for the A's in the top of the 5th. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It's a 3-3 game.
He's given up a home run, but he's been pitching well. Good curveball from Trevor Cahill. Good curveball there to Chirinos. Good fastball to Chu. Another off-speed pitch. They got Beltre. Good curveball there, but one hanging curveball is the difference in this game. And Trevor Cahill, in his second start for the Athletics, has been pitching well in this game.
Kiner Falefa leading things off. He doubled and scored in the third. Isaiah Kiner Falefa.
Well, the curveball is a very good one, but he really has to force himself to pitch it outside, throw it outside to the right-handers. Because a hanger, when they're opening up, is not good, as we saw with Chirinos.
Falefa's from Honolulu. Fourth-round pick of the Rangers back in 2013. Swing and a miss.
Well, that might have been ball four. Your ninth place hitter, and granted, he hit a double his first at bat, ended up scoring on the wild pitch, but sometimes you're leading off an inning hitting ninth. Just try to get on base. Which means taking a couple of strikes, prove that you can hit with 2 strikes.
Another 3-2. Hard sinker fouled right down onto the foot of Falefa. Interesting, Falefa signed a professional contract out of high school, but he was going to go to San Jose State to play baseball. But he decided to sign a professional contract.
It's a great curveball. That's one of those emergency swings just to try to foul it off. But Trevor Cahill, 3-2 curve. Watch his swing. Up, jelly legs, and just the kind of an emergency, just trying to make contact to stay alive, realizing it's a strike. It was a strike whether he swung at it, which he did, or taking it. Cahill trying to get through 5, and it may be all considering his pitch count.
Here's the top of the order in Delino to Shields, who's 1 for 2. The Angels and the Astros are opening up a series tonight in Houston, and the Angels have a 1-0 lead in the 6th inning. It's the first time those two teams have met this year, and it's Skaggs and Cole as your pitching matchup. So we'll keep an eye on that one. 1-0 Angels.
I'd say if the Astros are listening to all the hype from everybody, then they probably feel like all they have to do is just show up.
So DeShields shoots one up the middle. So he's got 2 hits.
Well, his hit, the last 2 hits have been a changeup and then a curveball. Both of them right back up the middle, and if he gets on base, you have to figure he's going to do one thing, and that's utilize his speed. And he's got to report is go soft with him. Boy, then like the black goes to the blue.
Yeah.
Maybe this is more secure. The other one, he didn't even wrap it around, so maybe that's why. Give me a new one.
Here's Chu, who has struck out swinging and looking. First pitch is low. For the Astros, they are sitting on a 6-game winning streak, and they're opening up a 10-game homestand. And the Angels just finished a homestand. That was not good. They went 1-5. The Angels now a game and a half behind the Astros in the West. Missed again. Now it's 2-0.
Well, you go to head-to-head, and for the Angels, who got off to such a tremendous start. Ryan Bell heating up quickly. Got off to a good start, which allowed them to have a tough 6 games, but still be close enough to the Astros, where they're going in to play them head-to-head.
And the Angels are 9-1 on the road, so maybe they're glad to get out. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second is light. DeShields steals it. So you can kind of see, Ray, what Delino DeShields brings to the Rangers. I mean, He plays pretty good defense, and he is a significant base stealing threat.
And from his standpoint, coming back a week early, Jeff Bannister had to be happy. Off-speed pitch, Trevor Cahill getting out of the way because of knowing that his catcher has to release the ball as quickly as possible.
So now the go-ahead runs at second base with one out. Mazzara is in the on-deck circle. And he goes. Cahill to third, and now they got DeShields in a rundown. Chapman is going to tag him out, and what a play.
Inside move. Inside move called from the bench, and that's what you do to try to help. See Matt Olson getting over quickly to get in on the rundown. But DeShields was going to go on the first move like he had done from first base. And the inside move, watch him take off from second, and the inside move, which that's a great one. Some people would like to see it eliminated. But you know what it does is forces the runner from second base, and the scouting report should show that he has an inside move. Be careful. DeShields ran on first move, and he got caught. And that is a huge, huge break for the A's.
This one bounced. Simeon waits. He's got it. Quick throw, and they get you. Side is retired. Sixth inning coming up. It's a 3-3 game. Kelly Johnson bring you the happy hour, also available to listen live as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. Isn't it funny that Ray Ratto is on a show called the Happy Hour? Never heard Ray Ratto and happy in the same sentence? Well, you just did from me for the first time ever.
That's great.
Grumpy but lovable, Ray. There it is, NFL Draft 2018 coming up on Thursday. That right there. Good-looking youngster. He's our producer, Delaire Lewar's brother. Jeremy, who works for the NFL Network. That's why he is in town. In fact, he's thinking about it right now. Who is going to go number one? I need to know. I need to have footage. I need to have scouting reports. That's what that group is breaking down right now.
I think they could care less about this game right now.
Right. They're just having a good time. They will be a busy, busy group the next 4 or 5 days.
I'm breaking it down. Maybe they're going to give some advice to Delaire, which he doesn't. He doesn't need it.
They may know. Who knows? Maybe they know who's going to go one, who's going to go two.
Do you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Do you?
No, I have no idea.
Who gets the #1 choice?
Brownies. Yeah, Brownies got 1 and 4. So they have important decisions to make. And that is a base hit on a 1-2 pitch by Olson.
Well, Matt was upset in his last at bat when a fastball got in on him and popped up foul to third base, but he's supposed to be outside. He brought it inside. So Matt Moore, he's a veteran and he's missing his spots a lot tonight. So give Matt Olson a lot of credit. The pitch was not supposed to be where he got it, but the fact that it ended up there helped him out.
Well, here comes Jeff Bannister. That is the walk of a man who's going to make a pitching change. So 5+ innings tonight for Matt Moore. He will not get a win. And he kind of weaved in and out of traffic all night. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
Cinematic history. It's called Black Panther. Oakland A's and Marvel are proud to release a glow-in-the-dark Black Panther bobblehead in honor of Oakland and hometown director Ryan Coogler. Fans can snag this one-of-a-kind bobblehead Saturday, May the 5th, when the Orioles come to the town. It's brought to you by Comerica Bank, being one of 15,000 fans to get yours upon entering the ballpark. Visit athletics.com/promotions to grab your piece of Oakland history.
So the A's have the leadoff man aboard here in the top of the 6th inning, trying to grab the lead back. The new pitcher is Jose Leclerc. Leclerc opened the season in the big leagues, then was sent down to the minor leagues and just called back up. Pitched in 47 games last year for the Rangers.
Came in relief in the game that Doug Fister pitched, and Jesse Chavez, of course, a long reliever, but Leclerc came in and had a bases loaded, got out of the jam, and then had a couple of successful innings. Good fastball, as he just showed in the first pitch to Mark Canha. Top out at 97 with the four-seam fastball.
Canha lays off. Straightaway defense from Mark Canha.
Got him on the elevator last night talking about his song.
That's right.
Dylan song?
Yeah, he's a fan.
Said he took a class over at Berkeley to learn all about Bob Dylan.
Good for him.
Yeah. It's a good song. Should talk to Chuck Morgan about playing it while he's on the road.
He's your cousin. He's your bloodline.
Chuck.
1-1 to Canha. 1-2 to Canha.
Double up with the slider, same pitch that they took, but maybe not as good as the one he did take.
So Matt Moore goes 5+, gives up 7 hits, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. It'll pop up, and it'll be up over the screen.
You know, that swing right there by Mark Canna just shows you what you should do with 2 strikes. I mean, he was geared fastball, got a pretty good slider from Leclerc, and just kind of an emergency swing. This keeps you alive. See, he puts the foot down and just realize that's a pretty good pitch. I better swing at it, foul it off, and get another pitch. But if you guess, and changes everything. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with looking for a pitch like a fastball, but being able to make adjustments based on the location of the pitch.
Lays off that breaking ball to even the count at 2-2.
It's called aggressiveness and passiveness at the same thing, because you can be aggressive but also smart enough, passive enough that it's not a strike. You don't have to swing it. Man, if you get a fastball, something that Chu got that he took for strike 3, ready to attack it, especially if it's down the middle.
And that one's not close at 94 miles an hour. So the count is full. Olson, a short lead at first. He's not going anywhere, and that was drilled foul down the left field line.
Slider 3-2, but Mark Canna again aggressive, but fouling it. It was a good strike. Good souvenir for the youngster.
It's not a great effort by that fan to make the play, and the youngster beats the adult, which that's good. We're always cheering for the youngster. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second base. Not in time. Olson with a stolen base.
Oh, they called him out for interference. It's saying he Canna fell across the bag or plus home plate, and there was contact made. I don't know that. I didn't see any, to be honest. I could see that Chirinos came up and threw, and Mark Canna swung and missed the fastball. And Bob Melvin asking for an explanation if there was contact. And Mark Canna, as he swung and missed, oh, he pushed him after the fact. That's not right. That's not right. You got to make contact on the throw. He pushed him after he threw. That's horrible. I mean, at least talk to the umpires. Wow. I mean, that's a great shot, because when Chirinos, I didn't think there was any contact, but watch what happens now. Chirinos comes up and throws. Mark Canna trying to get out of the way. Chirinos makes the throw all the way through. And see, there's nothing there, and then he pushes him. What is that? Wow. Like he's pushing him out of the way.
The bat hit his shin guard.
But that's interference. That's not, it's a double play. They're calling interference on Canna. Remember, there was a similar situation in Oakland where the bat hit and the runner went back to first. It's a double play if there's interference by the hitter falling across, there's contact by the catcher.
Yeah, the bat hit Chirinos' shin guard. This is a pinch hitter, Matt Joyce.
But I think because we saw it in Oakland with
it was over the weekend. It was just a couple days ago.
Right.
You're right. You're exactly right. It was not interference. The runner's out.
I think Vasquez, the catcher,
runner goes back.
He hit him as he was throwing, and the runner went back because it was the batter interfering as far as the bat making contact. But unless, I mean, just clearly the fact that Chirinos pushed him after the fact. That's the surprising thing that Gibson didn't at least confirm with the other umpires.
So Joyce is retired as the pinch hitter, and we're going to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 3.
Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
So it's a 3-3 game, bottom of the 6th inning from Globe Life Park here in Arlington. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake expert. So Ryan Dole comes in for his 2nd appearance since coming back from the disabled list. So he takes over for Trevor Cahill here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
And I have to wonder if this is a 1-inning appearance for Ryan Dole. Remember Wednesday in the very long 14-inning game, he got up in the bullpen in the 14th. Did not come in, had a little stiffness in his right arm. And that's when Smolinski went down to also warm up next to him.
And he made 3 appearances in his rehab down in Nashville. Big swing by Mazzara. So the night is complete for Trevor Cahill. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and he threw 98 pitches.
And he's going to think about the hanging curve to Chirinos.
That's Yusmeiro Petit getting loose.
Just thinking about Chirinos, Kite, on the stolen base. He's only 1 for 15 and throwing out base runners. And I thought, but 14 when the A's won the game here, the final day of the season, to take them to the play-in game in Kansas City. He didn't play. He'd been controlling the running game then so well, but evidently this year not as much.
Mazzara called out on strikes. So Dole makes quick work of Nomar Mazzara.
A fastball, backdoor slider, and got it.
Good pitch.
Yes, it was lower part of the strike zone, and Mazzara was questioning it, especially maybe where it was caught by Jonathan Lucroy, but the box is the front of the plate. That's usually where it seems like it's more of a strike than where the catcher catches it.
So with 1 out, here's Beltre. Beltre with a big rip, hits it very high and foul. Beltre has hit a fly ball to right field, and he is struck out. Toward right, room for Piscotty. 2 outs.
Well, the record-setting 4 strikeouts for Ryan Dole. That was Tuesday. There it is with a wild pitch. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. First time ever in Oakland that it happened, right?
I think so.
Ryan Cook the last one. Eric Hilkes. Lake Stein. That's some of the oldies out of the past.
And that one is just foul. Not by much.
Well, for Joey Gallo, who's a great fastball hitter, there's the list again. It's first ever at the Coliseum. Ryan Dole striking out 4 in the same inning. Lake Stein. But you think that Joey Gallo, if he's seen enough fastballs thrown to Mazzara and Beltre, that not surprised he was out in front of the fastball thrown at the first pitch to him.
Dole tries the outside, misses. 1-1 the count. Gallo with a walk and a ground out. There's that big shift for Joey Gallo. Remember, the Astros used 4 outfielders against Joey Gallo. They said what they really did is, if you're looking at it the way we are, they would take Matt Chapman and put Matt Chapman in left field and just not have an infielder on the left side. That is what the Astros did in Houston when they, or not in Houston, actually here.
And he hit one over him, right? In the seats, I think he hit a home run.
The Astros said they're not going to do it at home because their outfield isn't as big as some of the other outfields, but they did do it here. Interesting to see if the Astros, if they've done it on anybody else. Very high to left. You don't need 4 outfielders on this one. Just make sure you got one there, and Joyce is there. So Dole, the 3 up, 3 down inning, on to the 7th, still knotted at 3.
Baseball on NBC. A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Good ball game. 3-3, top of the 7th inning. And Jose Leclerc stays out there. First pitch to Lucroy is outside. Lucroy spent a little time here in Arlington. He was traded here in 2016. And then back with them in 2017 with the Rangers, but halfway through the season they traded him to the Rockies. And now with the Athletics.
And remember, it was Lucroy who declined the trade to Cleveland.
Right.
We were back there and accepted the trade to Texas, and it was the Indians going to Game 7 of the World Series in 16. The A's were happy to have him. 1-year contract.
Remember, we were in Cleveland when
That's
that
right.
happened,
That's
and
right.
it was kind of strange because he turned him down, and Indians fans obviously were hacked off. But then the very next day they got Andrew Miller,
Exactly.
and then the LaCroix thing just kind of went away.
That's right. It was Andrew Miller, and of course with a couple of starters injured for Terry Francona in 16, he used Andrew Miller in a lot of different
Yep.
roles. And
So LaCroix gets the walk. That is, see if I'm correct, Ray, the 5th time in 7 innings that the A's have had their leadoff man aboard.
That's right.
They've scored him twice. See if they can do it again. Top of the order, Marcus Semien, who's 1 for 3. He singled and scored in the 3rd. Beltre even with the bag, and the first pitch is a strike. White Sox leading the Mariners 9-2 in the 6th inning. 9-2. Mike Leake got shelled. 8 earned runs and 12 hits and 3 1/3 innings. So the White Sox sitting on a 7-game losing streak. If you're Seattle, you're thinking, hey, got a shot here. So 9-2 in the 6th, that game in Chicago. Matt Bush starting to throw. Semien rolls it to Beltre, scoops it up, fires to second for 1, on to first, not in time. So Semien hustling down the line. Write it down as a fielder's choice.
Slowly hit ball, but Beltre, who was playing even with the bag, maybe anticipating a bunt, which never was going to happen, but Semien kind of rolled over and took good of a speed to really double him up.
So Piscotty steps up for his 4th at bat. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored for Stephen Piscotty. Angels have added a run. They lead in Houston 2-0. Seventh inning in that game. So if Garrett Cole pitched tonight, I guess we would probably see him maybe Sunday. That sound right?
They have an off day Thursday?
Let's see. They do.
Yeah.
They got 3-game series with the Angels off Thursday, and then we'll be there. Piscotty had a good swing. So 0-1 the count.
Cat, you mentioned the White Sox, and boy, a lot of prayers going out for Danny Farquhar, who,
Oh, that's unbelievable.
wow, 6th inning, a couple of nights ago, brain aneurysm, and according to the reports, recovering after brain surgery. So we wish him the best.
Guzman waits, and he's got it. So that's the second out. And I did read something this afternoon, Ray, that he was starting to get better, and he had surgery yesterday. He was up talking to people today,
right.
talking to family, which is a good sign. He's certainly still in critical condition. He just pitched against the A's. That's what's so strange.
Yeah.
Danny
He
Farquhar.
was with the A's briefly. I mean, before he was sent back to Toronto,
But
yeah.
to have that happen during a game.
Yeah. But 6th inning on the bench, and it happened. I mean, take Herm Schneider, one of the best trainers. He's been around forever. We just saw him in Oakland, and they had to have acted very quickly for him to be able to be where he is today. So we wish him well.
Ray, Juan Dorado, the great Juan Dorado, tells us it'll be Keuchel on Friday,
Yeah.
McCullers on Saturday, Cole on Sunday, and that sounds about right.
Well, I knew Keuchel was pitching Friday, but with the off day, so they will not see Verlander. Wow. They've got a pretty good 5-man rotation, I bet.
So it must be Charlie Morton tomorrow, and then Verlander on Wednesday. Want to know the count to Lowry, who has a double, a line out, and a ground out. And now it's 2-0. .21 pitches for Leclerc. Jeff Bannister trying to squeeze a couple innings out of Leclerc.
Did it in Oakland, but that was a 6-2 deficit. You know, it's amazing, Kai, to hear Greg Gibson as his check swing. He said no, 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 and they appealed to third. What's the umpire third going to say? The whole plane umpire just said no, 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 but they did appeal to third. Sean Berry said no.
But why appeal to third?
Exactly.
Unless he's saying no, 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 the pitch is, it's not a strike.
Yeah,
I guess he could be saying. So that's inside. So a couple of walks in the inning. And now Chris Davis, a hot hitter. But it does not look like he's going to face Leclerc. So Leclerc goes an inning and 2/3. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
So a couple of runners on here for the A's with 2 outs, and they get their cleanup hitter up, Chris Davis, who has already knocked in a pair of runs tonight. He's going to face the hard-throwing Matt Bush. Matt Bush is pitching for the 3rd consecutive day. He's not off to a great start. Knocked around a little bit as of late. And with this being the 3rd consecutive day he's pitching, Ray, it could be a possibility that he's here to get Davis, and that's it.
Well, and remember, as we saw in the spring at the beginning of the season, they were going back and forth, starting or leaving, whatever, and then he struggled a little bit, and they started blaming him. But in reality, let him do what he's done so well, and that's coming out of the bullpen.
So 2-0 the count now.
But this is a predictable count. Let's see if he's a predictable pitch with this blazing fastball, mid to upper 90s.
Simeon at second, Lowry at first, and the pitch not close.
It's almost like they're pitching around it. Especially if they're throwing a 3-0 curveball like they've thrown the first 3. Well, you have to think, Kemp, in this situation, after 3 curveballs, that Chapman, the on-deck circle, but if KD gets a fastball, you'd have to think he's going to have the green light.
Sure.
But if you throw 3 curveballs, he should throw another one.
Yeah. Well, he had the green light, and it was not a fastball.
It's a curveball. And more of a hanging curveball, not the real sharp one that he had thrown the 3 previous ones that were outside.
So 3-1. Bush with a long look in. Outfield shaded a little bit toward right center. And that one zooms right past the head of Chris Davis to the backstop. Somebody's got to cover home, otherwise the A's are going to take the lead. Bush realized that nobody was covering home, and then he trotted toward that area, but it's a walk for Davis, and the bases are loaded for Chapman.
Well, you talk about a wild pitch. But there's concrete blocks behind home plate. KD's a little bit upset with the location of the pitch, and maybe didn't know the count. It's kind of strange to see him standing at home plate. So another trip to the mound. 3. What do you got, Kate?
I think it's 3.
Yep. Thank you, Juan. So can the A's take advantage of 3 walks in an inning?
Chapman hit by a pitch and a couple of strikeouts. First pitch is a fastball, 97 on the outside corner.
Supposed to be inside. He overthrew it right down the middle at 97. Torino's moved inside, but some guys can't pitch inside. If you throw as hard as Matt Bush does, maybe you don't want to try in case you hit somebody.
Bounce to short, big hop for Profar. He'll flip to second, side retired. So the A's threaten but do not score. And we have reached the 7th inning stretch here in Arlington. It's a tie game.
Chris Davis, a big 2-run double that helped the A's get an early 2-0 lead. Rangers would add 1, and then the A's won, but this is the big one. A hanging curveball to Robinson Chirinos, and that would tie the game at 3. He also did a great Houdini act and falling into Mark Cannon, getting a double play. Right now, it's 3-3. Rangers with just 4 hits. A's with 7. Neither club really, other than Chirinos, able to come up with a big hit. And Yasmero Petit, who came in yesterday, did a great job through 4 pitches, got 2 big outs. In an inning in which the Red Sox had runners at second and third and 1 out. And now he comes in a clean inning to start tonight.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. First pitch to Profar, right in there, first strike. Chirinos to foul, and then Guzman. Profar is a switch hitter. He walked and scored in the 4th.
From the switch hitting side, that's why he wears the protection on his right elbow, because that is his throwing arm.
Good swing there. Fouls it a couple sections over from us. So 0-2. 7 hits for the A's, 4 hits for the Rangers, 1 error in the game. That was by the Athletics. Yasmero Petit. And that one off of Petit. He scrambles after it. He picks it up. His throw, not in time. So let's hope that Petit is okay.
Boy, he hustled after the ball, but that's just instinct. Then Jeff Collins and the skipper going out to take a look at him. Found out where he got it. As we take a look ourselves back up the middle of follow through, get him on the backside. Whatever it was, Profar out of the box quickly. And the left hamstring.
Yeah, the hamstring. He just turned the lower part of his body enough where it might have been the hamstring.
Well, let's hope, as the play was very close, but let's hope it wasn't down lower into the knee area, the back of the knee. It would be his landing foot, landing leg. Bob Melvin looking at his lineup card to see who's coming up and who's in the bullpen in case Petit cannot continue.
He says he's okay. So he'll stay in the game to face Robinson Chirinos.
Now batting the catcher, Robinson Chirinos.
So here's Chirinos with the big 2-run homer in the 4th. Profar leaning. Chirinos bounces one to Petit. He spins, double clutches, throws in the dirt. Nice play by Simeon. Double play.
Oh, what a play. Well, that's why the middle infielder has to make adjustments, and Petit, almost like he did not know who he was going to throw to. Or maybe he got it so quickly by the time he did get ready to throw, nobody was there. Back at him. And, oh, maybe I had to get the umpire out of the way, too. This second base umpire was running in front of him, Jordan Baker, and he's a big boy right there. And then Petit double clutched as Simeon got to it. Nice pick, and then a great throw. Fortunately, it was Chirinos, the catcher, running. Not fleet of foot, but a great recovery by Marcus Simeon, especially on that play. And get 2 quick outs.
So that'll bring up Ronald Guzman. Fouls it.
That's why you have protection. Got him off the mask, got the ball bounced.
Strike, good pitch. Down around the knees, right on the outside corner.
Well, it was right on the corner, and sometimes Gibby is not called the pitch, but Guzman thinking, I'm a rookie, I got the call.
Not this time, as it's blocked.
And again, the importance with 2 strikes for a catcher to do exactly what Jonathan Lucroy did. Cannot emphasize it enough. With 2 strikes, ball gets by, as we have seen some wild pitches on 2 strikes. Runner's been able to reach base.
Tried to catch the corner again to spare up the team. Ryan Dull goes an inning, and it was a good one. No hits, no runs, had a strikeout. Shallow center. Canna has it. Side retired. So big double play turned by the A's. 8th inning coming up. 3-3 ball game.
Teamed up with Star Wars for a special Star Wars and Matt Olson themed bobblehead. Special tickets are required. To receive the bobblehead, clear your calendar to be at the ballpark on Friday, May the 25th. That's against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Enjoy Oakland's best fireworks with a Star Wars twist. Visit athletics.com/Star Wars to get started, because that's a good one with Big Ole. In fact, you were spot on with Matt Bush, man. You know your stuff.
Yeah, 1 and out.
You know your stuff.
2 and out. 2 hitters and out. Here's Alex Claudio. And Olson, first pitch he sees, he drives one toward the right field corner. Mazzara gets to it, fires it back in quickly, and holds Olson to a single.
Well, that's twice tonight. Last 2 at bats that Matt Olson has gotten a fastball inside. Both times he's singled. Mazzara, a good job getting to the ball to hold Ole to a base hit, but also smart base running. That pitch down and in, and he pulled it, but Mazzara got to the ball. And if you have a tie game in the 8th inning, you make sure it's 100%, and it was not. So Matt Olson, who does run well for a big man, had to stop at first base mainly because of that play right there by Mazzara in left field, or right field.
So now Claudio will face Canada. That's the 6th time in this game the A's have had their leadoff man aboard. Quick note on Claudio. Claudio last year, terrific season. This year, not so much. His last outing was Saturday against the Mariners. He faced 4 batters and allowed all of them to score. He allowed 4 runs in the span of 12 pitches. That's the main reason why his ERA is over 8. But pitchers go in slumps too, just like hitters do.
Right. And that's the pitch right there that hitters, if they take it, usually it's out of the strike zone. That's a good changeup, almost like a screwball that Claudio throws.
And it's what Claudio wants you to roll over.
Exactly, exactly right. He's got the little funky delivery set up where he's all over the place and then pulls the string.
On deck is Matt Joyce. The Rangers have Claudio and Diekman as the 2 lefties in their bullpen. So now the count 3-1. Kevin Jepson starting to throw.
Yeah, Cap, one of the things about this game in particular for the Rangers, and really kind of around baseball as far as starters not going deep in games. But if you use as many relievers, now it's okay because it's cool. But let's say you go into summer months and your starter doesn't go deep in a game. You're playing here. You've got to go through the bullpen. You're going to wear them out.
Can't do it.
And that's one of the nice things about the new roof that they're going to have in 2020. But man, I mean, you're just in and out, in and out, and that's a lot of workload in the bullpen.
So just a couple of mound visits left for the Rangers. If you're keeping track of that stuff, which we are.
Well, we know Greg Gibson is.
Yep. I see Smolinski has come out, and this is Matt Joyce's spot, but it looks like the A's are going to go to Smolinski. So 44 straight games without an RBI for Jake Smolinski.
And he's going to confirm with Matt Williams what he's supposed to do, which, if it's a sign for a bunt, or maybe he said, wait a minute, I didn't get the bunt. But Bob Melvin going with the lefty righty, righty lefty, etc. And that's what he did, pinch hitting Matt Joyce. But now the lefty Claudio coming in.
So, little strategy, see what the A's do here. Smolinski squares early, and he bunts it foul.
Yeah, Cap, I was wondering if he was going to be asked to bunt, because it's something that every hitter practices during BP. And if that's the case, then Matt Joyce could stay in, because later part of the game, maybe you just think it would be easier for Smolinski to bunt, being a right-handed hitter. But when in doubt, and you're trying to practice, I mean, this is part, and sometimes you just kind of go through the motions in BP, just, bunt, but these are the critical times that you have to get it down, swinging away.
And he hits it to short. Profar's got it, fires to second for one, on to first, and that's a double play. So the A's will now have a runner at third, but with 2 outs.
Well, being a ground ball pitcher, and you're talking about rolling over, there it is. He just happened to hit a little bit too much towards the shortstop, and Profar Well, going to get another pitcher. But Claudio got the job done. But it's one of those that try for the first bunt, didn't get it down, swing on the next one.
So Claudio's night is over. So new pitcher coming in. He's trying to take the lead. Andrew Triggs, Cole Hamels. That is your pitching matchup. Don't miss it, folks. Coverage begins at 4:30 with A's pregame live. And remember, you can now stream the A's on the go with NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. So Cole Hamels 1-3, Andrew Triggs 1-0.
And the only win for Cole Hamels would have been against the Athletics.
Right, he struck out a bunch.
Struck out 11. Kite, this is the fourth consecutive relief pitcher that's come in. It's Kevin Jepson, who has come in a situation where if the A's could get one hit, they would give the loss, or at least the run would be given to the predecessor, the previous pitcher. So far, McClurk, Bush, and Claudio have gotten out of it. Well, Claudio's responsible for the runner here. So I'd like to see the A's come through with a big hit.
It's up to Lucroy with Matt Olson at third, 2 outs. Lucroy, a fly out to center, a double play ball, and a walk.
What a wild pitch.
Yep.
One that doesn't come back hard from the backside.
A slider in for a strike.
Jepson picked up a loss at the Coliseum, a game in which the A's won 3-1. That's when Diekman came in to turn Jed Lowry around, hit the 2-run double off the right field wall. And that was Jepson's.
A little bit outside, 93 miles an hour from big Kevin Jepson, who is the 5th pitcher of the night for the Rangers. Moore, Leclerc, Bush, Claudio, and now Jepson. It's an 8-man bullpen for the Rangers, 6 right-handers, 2 left-handers. Very close. Call the ball. Jepson wanted it.
You know, north and south, which is up and down, Gibson has been pretty pitcher friendly. But east and west, and see, there's your angle, Cap, right there. See what I talked about at the beginning of the game about the slot where he's way inside? That pitch is not that far from being a strike, but according to the grading system, it's probably graded positive because it was just off the plate, but it could have been called a strike.
3-1 pitch is hit high and deep left center field. Looks like it's hanging up, though, and it is. DeShields grabs it, side, retired. So the A's miss a good opportunity. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 3 5-0 for the Rangers. Cahill went 5. Moore went 5+. Chris Davis had a big hit. Robinson Chirinos tied the game with a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. So now it's a bullpen game. Yusmeiro Petit is back out there into his 2nd inning of work, and the Rangers have already used 4 relievers.
And this is the nice thing about Yusmeiro Petit, that he can throw multiple innings. See if he can do this as he's pitching in his 2nd inning, and where he got hit in the hamstring must be okay.
Falefa has a hit tonight. Doubled and scored in the 3rd. He scored on a wild pitch. See the switch of Smolinski now in center. Canna goes to right. Lowry takes care of Falefa.
Center fielder, Delino DeShields.
So the A's, with just the 3 bench players, they've used 2 of them. So Maxwell is the only player left on the bench. Angels still leading the Astros 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Astros are threatening. White Sox 10, Mariners 3 in the 8th in Chicago. This is our first game outside of the Pacific time zone.
That's a good point. Good call.
A's played their first 22 games on the West Coast.
Good thing about the end of this trip, the A's go back to Seattle, which get acclimated back to West Coast time zone.
That's right.
That'd be good. Get ready for the homestand.
Keone Kiela, he's the closer. So he may pitch the 9th inning, whatever happens here in the bottom of the 8th. The Shields. Another foul ball, and count 1-1.
Yeah, that's what happens is the only lefty for the A's now, Ryan Buchter, getting loose. Tell you, with only one lefty now, it really makes a huge difference as far as when to use the lefty. And we saw it when Borland hit the grand slam. That was off Pagan.
Bush backing up, or Olsen backing up. That was thinking the Rangers bullpen. So that's out number 2. So you keep a speedy man off the bases.
That's right. That is really big. And Bob Melvin is going to go to the lefty Buchter for Chu. So the bullet that he has. Good job by Yusmeiro Petit.
Indeed, Petit goes an inning and 2/3. Bottom of the 8th. Buchter coming in. Now, this ballpark has huge concourse. I mean, that doesn't look huge, but you walk around, it's.
This is an old yard. You got to get a new one.
Booker's been busy. This is his 12th appearance, so 12 appearances, and this is game number 23 for the A's. And as Ray said, the only lefty in the bullpen. Chu, Mazzara, Beltre, Gallo. Now that's the next 4 hitters. If you look ahead to maybe the bottom of the 9th inning. First pitch in for a strike. Chu is 0 for 3 in the game. He's only faced Booker 1 time in his career. He does have a hit.
Well, it was Chu hitting the big 2-run home run in the final game of the series at the Coliseum against the Rangers. That was against Hatcher. The A's had pulled it within 1 in the series finale, 4-3, and Chu hit the home run down the right field line to make it 6-3. And unfortunately, the A's, instead of winning the series, split it.
Right on the outside corner. Perfect pitch by Booker.
This is a nasty pitch. I mean, this is lefty on lefty, and not only great velocity, but great location.
Tap slowly. Olsen has it to Booker's side, retired. So Booker comes in, does his job, gets the left-handed hitter, and we are on to the 9th inning. Still tied at 3. Ninth inning of a 3-3 game here in Arlington. Kevin Jepson stays out there for the Rangers, and he will face the top of the A's order. Simeon 1 for 4. He's been on base twice. First pitch deep to left. Wow. And that baby is gone. Simeon gives the A's the lead here in the 9th.
Wow, that's a big boy home run too, Kev. That's against the back wall. Wow. Remember, mid-20s a couple years ago, last year with a wrist injury. This year, hit Chris Sale with a one-handed home run. And this one, the boys like it in the 9th inning. There's another leadoff batter got on, Kev.
So 3rd home run of the year for Simeon, and none more important than that one. So here's Piscotty.
Well, how many times you see a first pitch fastball? The A's have thrown a few that have done some damage, but Marcus Semien unloaded. Another good night for him. A couple of hits, including the big home run in the 9th inning.
Piscotty hits a high pop-up foul.
Talking about center cut, man. That is 92. And Marcus Semien, and no doubter.
Quick bat.
Yes, he has. That's why you get that kind of production from your shortstop. Look where it hit. That's not a cheapie.
1-2 to Piscotty. Most career home runs by Athletic shortstops. Miguel Tejada leads at 156. Marcus, with a lot of years ahead of him, at 55, tied with Bobby Crosby. Looking ahead now to the bottom of the 9th. Mazzara, Beltre, Gallo. 3, 4, and 5 hitters. If anybody got aboard, Profar. And you wonder, with Mazzara and Gallo, where this ball lands.
I don't know.
Again in the dirt.
He's trying to guide his curveball. He's not really throwing it with conviction, and that's bad. And of course, you saw the fastball that Marcus Semien got. Just question now what it would try to do with Piscotty. Piscotty could do the same thing if he gets a fastball 2-2.
And he swings and misses.
He got it, but the swing wasn't really like he thought he was going to get a fastball. Maybe in the back of his mind, curveball with the high fastball, and kind of a late swing, and knew he'd swung at ball 3.
So 1 away, and here's Lowry, who is 1 for 3.
So you were saying about the hitters due up for
I was just thinking, would Bob Melvin keep Buchter in the game?
Well, I think a lot depends on, nobody's throwing about
And
that.
I say that because I do not see anybody warming up out in the bullpen, and Buchter is very tough on left-handers, and you're going to see a couple of power-hitting left-handers with Mazzara and Gallo, left-handed hitters, so yes, it's possible.
Well, and again, I said Blake Trinan was walking around the clubhouse okay, but we do not know how he was after twisting his knee yesterday. And I think you said it best. He'd been pitching a lot lately, too.
And sometimes there comes, he said he went, and sometimes in the course of a season, somebody outside of your closer has to get the final 3 outs.
Exactly.
Count remains 0-2 to Lowry.
And, you know, Buchter really is that type of a pitcher. I mean, we see he can be tough on lefties, but he's got good enough stuff to get righties out as well.
Well, I think we're going to find out.
Yeah. He's probably in the dugout saying insurance. Please, it'd be nice to get some.
Up the middle, diving play. Profar gets up, fires to first. Got him. Well, it looked like Lowry beat the throw.
And Bob Melvin is saying, hold on. Pedrique at first is saying, hold on. And you know what? Why not, John? It says 9th inning. Yeah, they're going to take a look at it. And that's very quickly by Adam Roden up in the clubhouse. But, you know, he got the ball fine, but then he took his time. And say, unfortunately for the home plate umpire, Vic Carapazza, he had to go around to take a look at his movement. Maybe we'll see what happens. The bounce, the throw, it was in the dirt, and it's one of those, I'm going to make the call.
He's safe.
I think he is safe.
And you know what happens, too? And I don't know. You saw Carapazza.
Yeah.
He kind of angled around and got in a different position, and it almost looked like the position he got in, the first baseman is blocking.
Yeah. Got the heel down.
The first baseman is blocking.
You're right.
His ability to see Lowry's foot hit the bag.
Exactly.
See where the umpire's shadow is?
Exactly. No, he's coming around. I agree, because he's looking and trying to see. They go by the ball hitting the glove and the foot on the bag. But I agree, he could have stayed in the same place. Not
because
moved.
he cannot see
Right.
Lowry's foot hitting the bag
Yeah.
because the first baseman is blocking.
Yeah. And he's safe. Good call. And when Bob Melvin put his hands up to his ears, immediately, that came from Adam Roden, who said, let's do it. But when Provar makes a great play,
He took, yeah, there's a
took
little
too much
hesitation,
time,
yeah.
you know, and then he bounced it. But you have to realize that, first of all, it's a left-handed hitter. Jed Lowry runs well. Catch the ball, get up and throw. I mean, it's amazing some of the times to see how quickly the infielders can pop up. But good hustle by Jed Lowry. Excellent play by Profar, but it just did not get rid of it quickly enough.
So 2 hits for Lowry, and that'll bring up Chris Davis.
So you send another multi-hit game for Jed Lowry.
Strike on the outside corner.
But I agree with you, Cap, with when Carapazza moved around.
Yeah, he swung around.
He left his position when in actuality he would have been better suited to stay where he was.
I'm trying to think why an umpire would do that. I'm sure there's a reason for it.
Well, ask Eddie Montague. When we get back to Coliseum.
So 1-1 to Chris Davis, who is 1 for 2. Walked a couple of times and had a big 2-run double. Ooh, this one's hit very high in the air to right field.
Just missed that one.
And Mazzara has it, and that's the second out.
Well, Matt Chapman is coming up, and he has seen a lot of curveballs tonight. And he has swung and missed at curveballs, especially from the lefty. Maybe different from the right-hander Jepson, but I would think Chirinos is going to continue calling the curveballs, even from the right-hander. And maybe Chapman can utilize the great power going opposite field with one of them.
Oh for 3 for Chapman. Chapman was 2 for 10 in that series against the Red Sox over the weekend. Again, Blake Trinan not warming up in the bullpen, so it's going to be Buchter. Just missed.
Tell you what, that, you know, go back to first inning, pointing out the slot by Gibson. How many fastballs outside, righty on righty, have been close enough that could be called strikes, but a lot of times, if they can't see and they're guessing, they go by reputation. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to understand what their thinking is.
Yep, I agree with you. It's a strange spot to be in, it seems like, to see both sides of the plate. Lowry, the runner at first.
See, that was a good catcher. See Luke Roy warming up along with side of his pitcher.
Sure.
You know, stand loose, get his arms loose.
Dance with him if you have to. Just make sure he's relaxed. You know what he's doing? He's going, what are you doing?
Look what I say, pitchers.
That one hit high in the air to left field. Gallo's going back. He's near the wall, and he leaps, and it's off the wall. Lauer was running with 2 outs. He's going to score easily. Chapman with a stand-up triple, 5-3.
Young man strong. He is strong. That got up in the air high. And we'll take another look at it. But, man, when Gallo went up, I thought he was going to catch it. Very strong towards the end of the bat. Matt Chapman watching Gallo as he went back. He got back to the wall and jumped straight up. Missed it. That's a catchable ball. It's right. It's to his left a little bit. And he reached back. Just off the edge of his glove. But he actually, when he jumped up, he was feeling for the wall. And the ball just to his left. If he'd gone over a step and maybe feeling less for the wall and going for the direction of the ball, he might have been able to catch it. But great hitting by Matt Chapman.
So Chapman with the RBI triple. The Rangers have walked Matt Olson intentionally, and now they are going to the bullpen. So Jepson gives up a couple of runs here in the ninth, and the A's have the lead.
Said for a lot of innings, the A's got the leadoff hitter on base. They didn't have to worry about scoring him this time because he scored himself. So Marcus Semien, home run number 3, first pitch hitting. And that gave the A's the lead. They've added one more with the Matt Chapman triple. And the A's trying to win the first game of this 9-game road trip. With Matt Chapman getting this triple, intentional walk to Matt Olson. Jesse Chavez on to pitch for the Rangers. 6th game, 1 appearance against the Athletics, multi-innings. He's a former Athletic and man who's has about 6 different pitches.
First pitch to Canna. Dribbled foul. Canna is 1 for 3. Double walk and a run scored.
3rd triple. How about that with his speed?
He's got more triples than doubles.
Yes.
He's got 2 doubles and 3 triples.
You know, Cap, with his speed, when he runs, I mean, especially as high as he hits the ball, too, if they do drop, and he's not, I mean, he's running hard every time he hits the ball, so not surprised that he ends up at 3rd.
Base hit right field. Chapman trots in to score. Another big hit for the A's, and it's 6-3.
And as one of the A's coaches would say to all the players, there's a lot of hits to the right side. And Mark Canha, we saw him do it in Oakland on Friday night against Pomerantz. This time against the right-hander, back-to-back breaking balls. The second one not as sharp as the first one thrown by Jesse Chavez. And Mark Canha, a perfect hit to the opposite field. Intentional walk to Olson to bring in Chavez.
And here's Smolinski. Takes a big rip at the first pitch. Fouls it second level. Smolinski pinch hit in the 8th inning and hit into the 6-4-3 double play. A's have scored 3 times here in the 9th. trying to win for the 7th time in their last 8 games and go over the 500 mark. It's going to be just fine. Let's not act like the A's have not been over 500 this year. We were 1-0.
And then 1-1.
This is not a big deal. We were 1-0.
1-0, then 1-1. Yesterday, 11-11. Yeah, because they won the opener thanks to a come from behind victory for the Athletics. Chris Davis with a 3-run home run. Matt Olson with a solo. Luke Powell opposite field triple.
1-0.
It's not bad. This is game 23.
I don't like being under 500. I mean, who wants to be below average, right? Marcus Semien doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Two and two to Jake Smolinski. And that is a fair ball. It goes off Beltre's glove and it rolls down the left field line. 1 run scores. Here comes Cannon to the plate and he will score. And look at Smolinski hustling to third. 8-3 the A's lead. Right down the line, just off the glove of Beltre. And him slowing it down actually helped the A's.
Yep. And Jake Smolinski ends that streak of no runs batted in. This is a good way to start because right there, to your point, Cap, exactly right off the glove, slowed it down, and then they had to chase it. All the while, they were able to run. Canna from first base scoring. Jake Smolinski with 2 runs batted in. 2016, August 31st. Of course, he missed last year because of injury, but that had to feel great for Jake Smolinski. So a game tied coming into this 9th inning, and the A's have scored 5.
And after the Semien home run, lots of big 2-out hits here
Right.
for the insurance runs. Did they announce triple? I did not hear.
Should have been a double.
Announce
Probably, I think,
triple.
did they announce triple?
I don't think they announced either, but I agree with you. That should probably be a double.
Yeah, because he went to third with the throw coming.
stopping at second.
Yeah, the throw coming to the plate. He went to third, so I would
Did
assume
not hear anything official.
Juan Dorado will find out this.
That will loop to center, and that's going to be a base hit. Lucroy will take it. That's an RBI single. And it is now a 6-run 9th inning.
Good hitting by Jake Smolinski, as well as Jonathan Lucroy. Fastball in, fought it off into right center. And sometimes you don't have to hit it hard to get a hit. And that time he did.
So here is Semien.
Wow, they gave him a triple.
They gave him a triple.
Take it.
Yep. One and one the count to Semien. The home run leading off this inning by Marcus, his 3rd of the year.
It's making me tired.
Profar's got it. And that'll do it. But the A's come up huge in the 9th inning to break the tie. They score 6 times. Bottom of the 9th coming up. The A's lead it 9-3.
Fastball first pitch right down the middle from Jepson and Marcus Semien. That's a swing that you could look at it. Statcast, how about this? 106.8, 32-degree, 413-foot home run for the big boy. Just another home run for Marcus Semien. Good swing, great result. Ryan Buchter out now with a 6-run lead, and he was thinking only one. And Cap, you think about that inning. Profar taking his time, the challenge. The A's get the base hit. KD popped out, and then the A's put all the hits together. So that hustle by Jed Lowry, and maybe Profar just not really getting up quickly as he should have. And that opened it up.
Right.
Jake Smolinski with a 2-run triple. So, and with 4 hits coming with 2 outs, he scored 5 of those runs after 2 outs. So big hitting by the Athletics after scoring the home run, and then they were happy with that. But let's add some more, and they did.
Yeah, you're right. Difference of 4-3 or 9-3.
Exactly. And that's huge for a pitcher. I mean, and remember, Buchter came in to get the final out with Chu, and he comes back out for the 9th, and you know, whether Trinan is available or not, Buchter goes back out.
Good pitch, right on the corner.
He's got that weighted ball to stay loose. I mean,
That's right.
You know,
That baseball feels like a golf ball in his hand right now.
It really does. I mean, it's amazing some of these guys how they do grab a weighted ball, and the same thing with a weighted bat.
I miss the old donut. Remember the old donuts?
Yeah.
Those were the best.
They were.
The donut.
And it was simple.
It was a
Just a
heavy
simple,
donut.
heavy donut.
Serious, I don't think they use those anymore.
I haven't seen one in a long time. It's those that Beltre has
It's
on
the
his
long-
bat.
the long ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
like a sleeve.
yeah.
Good to have your glove.
Oh wow. Hope he didn't hit it off the end of his finger. All I have to do is show him mine and see how lucky he was.
And a good fastball. Mazzara strikes out. So Mazzara 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts.
Good fastball, right back down the middle, and you know you have a 6-run lead. Why not challenge? And hey, Skipper's going. Maybe save Buchter for tomorrow or the rest of the series.
I think that's exactly right.
I mean, and I'm sure Buchter. Sure, it's a safe situation for him, but the win is the most important.
Chris Hatcher will try to get the final 2 outs. So Ray, you know when the last time the A's were over 500 at this point in the season?
When?
2016. The A's were 13 and 12.
How'd you know that?
The great Juan Dorado. Line drive, left center field, the base hit. Gonna roll through, and it's gonna go to the wall. So Beltre will have a double. So the first pitch he sees from Hatcher, he lines into the gap.
Well, as we have talked about, a strange environment here at the ballpark, and we did not want to let this one get away and have an even more weird game. Yeah, you know, the old saying goes that, you see the doubles for Adrian Beltre. He got a double to break the all-time record and set a record for the most hits by a Latin American player, passing the great Hall of Famer Rod Carew.
Here's Joey Gallo. Profar to follow.
But Bob Melvin had the option, especially with the A's scoring 6 runs, to let Buchter get Mazzara and then go to the bullpen. And while it would have been a save, could have been a save for Buchter, Skipper probably thinking more about the future. And again, we don't know with Blake Trinan what happened with his knee yesterday when his cleats kind of caught when he reached back to his right and threw. He was able to finish the game. Had some ice on it after the game, said he was okay, but don't know a day later.
And that one is drilled toward the left field corner, fair. So Beltre will score easily, and Gallo has an RBI double to make it 9-4. So back-to-back one-out doubles gets the Rangers a run.
Well, one thing for sure, you've got to stay within what you're capable of doing pitch-wise. And you throw in a 95 fastball, when hitters are looking fastball, they're going to hit it. And Beltre did it, and now Gallo followed behind him 2-0, came in with a 95 fastball, which you figured going to, but the key is get ahead so you don't have to do that in a predictable count, which 2-0 fastball with a 6-run lead is predictable.
So that'll bring up Jurickson Profar. Dug out. Angels finished off the shutout of the Astros 2-0. Skaggs over Cole. Middleton got his 6th save. So Keenan Middleton has taken over the closer's role for the Angels. Good pitch there by Hatcher.
Astros shut out at home.
Huh.
It's hard to believe.
So the Angels just a half game behind the Astros now in the early going.
That had to be a pretty good crowd, too. I would think they had a big season ticket boost based on their World Championship last year. And, of course, going against the Angels, a team that they figure are going to be.
Piscotty backs up. Plenty of room out there, and he makes the catch. So Gallo will go to third, but that's the 2nd out. 29,000, Ray, for that game.
Yeah.
So that is a nice crowd on a Monday night in Houston. And the White Sox beat the Mariners 10-4. Here in Arlington, the A's 1 out away from getting themselves over the 500 mark. Hatcher kicks and deals to Chirinos, and it's a little bit low. Good pitch, right on the dot, outside corner.
And it was on the dot, and Gibson liked that one.
swing by Chirinos. He does not get cheated. Who does these days, huh, Ray?
And I read something today, as you probably did, that the strikeouts are already up.
Let's talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, and expected to surpass even last year, which was a record. It's only the 23rd of April. The projections are out. Yeah, let's hope we don't have enough time in the rest of this game to talk about that.
No.
We don't want to do that.
Swing and a miss, and that will do it.
Fitting.
So Hatcher strikes out Chirinos, a harmless run for the Rangers in the bottom of the ninth, but they come up well short. The A's score a 6th spot in the top of the ninth to break the 3-3 tie, and they take game 1 of this series. Time of game was 3 hours and 20 minutes in front of 17,060. Good start to the road trip. The A's over the Texas Rangers tonight, 9-4. Time now for A's post-game live from the studio. Here is Brody Brazil.